Nice. I just finished a liter of coffee.
Liter?
A liter.
How do you eat a liter? How do you drink a liter of anything in one go?
I'm a very large person. All right. I think Mia can still hear us. So if anyone would like to do a recap on what the heck happened last time.
Oh.
Oh,
It-
last time.
It was a time, definitely. So yeah, we started with a rude awakening by Anash. I forgot how to say his name. Anastri or something?
Arago.
Aragol, sorry. By Aragol, who told us that, well, told Rory and Volk that he was a follower of the Demon King Strahd, and he was sent to kill us, but he didn't want to because we saved Arabelle. And he doesn't know if there are any other followers of Strahd in the Vistani, so he told us to leave. So we did. On our way back to Valaki, we were attacked by some wolves. We managed to outrun them though, and made our way to the gate, where some of the guards informed us that they were looking for the people who had defaced the Reformation Center. We told them that we had no idea. We lied a bit. I think it was
Never
Reg
heard
who
of it.
lied to them. Yeah, never heard of the Reformation Center. What? I think they used the word courthouse. But
Mhm.
yeah, they were like, oh, you guys are so good to this town. You'd never do anything like that. And they let us through. But we are eventually approached by some guards, and we avoided the guards. I think didn't
We avoided the guards.
Yeah.
And then
We avoided
Ezek
the guards, but
yeeted out of the
Yeah.
shadows and abducted Volk.
Yeah, Ezek with his like demon hand grabbed Volk by the scruff of the neck, pulling her
Little
behind
moment.
the house.
Just.
Yeah. And we had a bit of confrontation. I tried to get him to stand down, and he doesn't. But then Rory comes, and appealing more to his emotional side, it's like, oh, it's really the mayor who's the bad guy. I'm not paraphrasing. Yeah, she gets him onto our side, questionably. He now just wants to kill the mayor and like all the guards.
Except he still wants to kill Volk as well.
Yeah, he still wants to kill Volk for taking his sister away from him. And we end up having a battle with them. One of the guards gets immolated, the others manage to escape. And at the end of it all, Rory jumps in front of Izek's axe and taking a hit for, was it Volk? I think.
No, it was Ileena or Diana.
Yeah, it was it was Ilena.
Ileena, I think.
Ilena,
Yeah, it was Ilena.
Mhm.
Taking a hit for Ileena and kind of like shocking him out of his rage. And in that moment of shock, she drives her rapier into his chest,
No.
blennying him. No?
Nah, he
Crosses
lost his will to fight.
Mhm.
And
He
then
lost his
after
will
some
to
time, she went over to him and was like, "Hey, you promised me not to hurt them." And then she did.
Very sad. We have a bit of mourning. I think Volk and Rory have a conversation about how much that hurt Volk by Rory still siding
I don't think
with
Rory
Izek.
had a conversation.
Did we not? Oh, have I just made that up?
No.
But
So-
we didn't have a conversation yet. Volk told her that she is
once.
like, "Why are you helping him? He's not family." Stuff like that. And
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
sort of shouty conversation during the fight where Volk was like just very confused about why Rory was, being so like protective of Isaac.
And Rory didn't know
Yeah.
herself. She was very confused as well.
Yeah.
Because she only planned to use him and then somehow, apparently, had feelings for her somewhat brother.
Yeah, so we do still have a job to do, so we head over to the coffin makers. We find he is harboring a vampire, and after a short, very polite, incredibly polite conversation with one of the wives of Strahd,
Yep.
we break out into combat, and a fuck ton of vampires spawn. There was like 5 of them jump out at us. And eventually, in the heat of battle, no one notices Rory falling, and in the aftermath, we realize she's dead. And Redmond gets that look in his eye. He knows what he has to do. Diana doesn't want him to do it, but after a half-hour conversation, she lets him, and he says that he thinks everyone else can be so much better than they are now, and gives his life to bring Rory back. He wakes up screaming in the sunlight.
After he turns to dust, basically, he poofs away from existence.
He poofs away, leaving just his armor.
Real Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I think that's where we left off last session.
Yep.
And that's where we'll begin this time. So, Rory's screaming. Now, Rory, you're overcome with pain at this point from the all over your skin. But you do have some memories. You remember talking to Heinrich. You remember what he told you about hiding Father Lucian and the bones inside of the wicker sun that he built for the Baron's festival. You also vaguely remember speaking to a skeleton with giant raven's wings, but that's probably not important.
Who knows?
For our first roll of the day, could I get a d6 roll from you, please?
Oh lordy. A solid 6.
Solid 6. All right. We'll deal with that later.
Can't tease me like that.
So, what is everybody doing at this point? I know Diana grabbed the Red's helmet.
Yeah. Is any of his like his sword or shield still there, or did that go with him as well?
Yeah, everything he was carrying with him is gone. Just his
Okay,
body
so
disappeared.
just the armor.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick up the helmet and any other bits that I can carry. And I'm gonna step back from where Rory is. She's screaming on the ground.
Mhm.
And did we put a blanket over her, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think somebody threw a
Yeah.
blanket over her because she was smoking,
Yeah.
Smoking hot.
and not the cool kind.
Ah,
Two different types of smoking, or
Sad.
3 actually.
a lot of smoking.
I'll say to Volk, do you think she's all right? Riley?
Oh,
Sorry, what was the
There you
question?
I said, do you think she's all right? Referring to Rory.
I don't know. Volk has probably pulled out like a blanket or something and draped it over bedroll or something like that, draped it over Rory to cover her because she was screaming.
Mm.
And I know enough about creatures of the night to realize possibly realize what's happened.
yeah, that would stand to reason. I mean, she was killed by a vampire.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. Rory?
Huh?
I don't know what to say. Are you alright?
No? What's going
I
on?
should have expected that answer. You died? I think. But now you're back again.
Again? It...
Well, second time you've died.
I don't know how to act at this moment. I thought about it all week, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I will say that as you look at Volk or Rory, you are overcome by something. It's not quite hunger. It's not quite thirst. But when you look into their face, there's something there that needs to happen. You need something from Volk, but you can't quite put words to it. So I would like you to make an insight check at this point to see if you can figure out what you need to do. You're also at 1 HP because you have been raised from the dead.
I didn't mean to roll to the M, but 19.
19. Yeah, so with a 19, you can tell you need what's bouncing around in Volk's head. You need some of their life force, their chi, if you will. So, mechanically speaking, you now need to feed on the life force of other beings. So,
That's what it was for.
Yeah. You have an insatiable thirst for chi. We'll say to take chi, it's going to be tied to the wisdom stat. So if you want to take some chi from Volk or anybody, I'll say you will take temporarily one of their wisdom stats, and you will be sated.
Oh.
If you are not sated, bad things will happen down the line. But
lordy.
this is you will drain people's
an odd
wisdom.
wisdom score.
Yes.
Thank God.
You are hungry for people's wisdom score.
Fair point. I need to get the
Very
+5.
strange.
So you won't take the wisdom. You won't add it to yourself.
Sadness.
But Volk will temporarily lose it until you drain it from somebody else.
Volk, I'm sorry. I was stupid again.
Volk does not say anything. They have a very conflicted look on their face, like they're not sure whether to be angry or relieved at this point. And they just kind of look away. They can't meet your eyes.
Can I try to reach out for Volk? Potentially still slightly covered by the blanket so I don't start burning.
I mean, they're right next to you. They're not looking at you, but they're like literally like draping a blanket over your shoulders. So.
Mm-hmm. Then
If he did that,
I will try to reach out to you if you let me.
Will you communicate this need to Volk? And Riley, will you allow this draining to happen?
Oh, I wouldn't do that yet, but potentially.
Okay.
But I guess we can ask that as well. Because that's not something I would do to any player without being allowed to.
Riley is okay with this.
Okay.
Then Rory will, if Volk lets her, get closer to Volk and like have her arms around their shoulder.
Yeah. They're stiff under Rory's embrace, but they don't push her away.
Okay. In that case, I will say, as you share a meaningful glance, both of your eyes glow a yellow color, and then Volk, you feel diminished somewhat, and Rory, you feel bolstered somewhat.
Oh.
And so, for the next 24 hours, your chi hunger is sated.
I can just suck it out by looking at people. That's kind of cool.
Well, it has to be a meaningful glance. But yes, you can drain people's chi. And I'll say it's 24 hours per point you drain. And
I
if
can
you
drain
don't
more?
for a day, I'll say you have a level of exhaustion per day you spend not draining chi.
Oh, that will not be a problem.
Hold up. I think Volk, like... Oh, what just happened?
I'm
What
sorry.
did you do to them?
I'm not sure.
I don't...
What just...
Something. I will just drape the whatever I'm being draped over with to hide my face a bit.
Can I push Rory away from Volk?
Yeah.
Is that okay, Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'll say, I don't know what you just did to them, but I want you to know that if you're a vampire, the only reason that you're alive right now is that Redmond gave his life for that to happen. You are his last, I suppose, his last will. And if you do anything to hurt anyone else, I won't hesitate to make sure that his will is not tarnished.
I never asked for this.
None of us asked for anything. I didn't ask to be born. Neither did you. The question is, are you going to honor Redmond by doing what he asked, or are you going to continue to be an asshole, basically?
I don't know what you mean, what you're asking of me.
Not even an hour before Redmond gave his life to resurrect you, you were manipulating him, lying to him.
Well, it's in my nature. What can I say? I will not let him force his will on me like this. Whatever he wants, it's still my life, I guess.
I think at this point, Volk will pull away again and just, like, go over to some corner of the room. Try to just kind of sit there.
Gulping time.
Volk, you have a bit of a headache, just right above your temple. From the loss.
Oh, time for some acetaminophen. Oh man, don't I wish Tylenol or Advil existed within D&D.
Fantasy Advil.
Advil. Yeah.
You want to explain what you did to them?
How the fuck am I supposed to know what I did? I looked at them.
You did it.
I just looked at them and something happened.
Did I see the eyes go red, go yellow, Spencer?
I imagine so. Neither of them knew necessarily what was going to happen, so there wasn't any attempt to hide it.
This is a difficult situation.
I just know
I'm
I feel like
gonna
shit.
write out.
Everything hurts.
Sorry.
So Get off my case. At least I didn't suddenly bare my teeth at her or whatever.
Congratulations for doing the bare minimum. Well, we still need to find those bones.
Oh, yeah, about that. Funny thing, I know where they are.
Go on.
Oh, I don't know if I should tell you.
I'll look for them myself then. And I'm gonna take the helmet of the armor. I imagine if there was a consciousness still in there, it's in the helmet, right? You wouldn't need the whole armor, would you?
It would stand to reason.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Red?
And
You
yeah,
would remember that the armor
the-
is sentient to some degree.
Yeah. And the curse happened when he could put all the armor on, but if he put the helmet on, that was when the curse took effect, so I remember correctly.
It was when he attuned to the armor. So
Oh,
it
it's
was
when he
the armor
attuned.
altogether.
Okay. Would it be feasible to carry a whole suit of armor? I don't think it would,
Huh?
would it?
I mean, I will say for the sake of combat, if you want to carry it into combat, you'll probably be at disadvantage for most checks, but you can always just drop it before you get into combat. I'm not a big stickler for carry weights.
Okay. I'll tie, and it's quite light. I'll use some rope to tie it up, like looping it through the different, like the breastplate and everything, so I can carry it. And if you're not going to help me, then I'll look for the bones myself. But
Where the fuck is Red?
He died to bring you back.
he's gone.
He's gone. To bring...
He
He's-
gave his life for yours.
For mine. Is he fucking stupid?
Apparently.
He's a better person than you. That's what he is.
He's a stupider person if he thinks it would be a good idea to bring me back.
Face it, Diana. He did die like a fool. That was an... And I'm sorry, Rory. Unnecessary sacrifice.
It certainly was. I'm not gonna... feel like shit. Anyway. Need to get to the stupid festival before they burn the bones.
The festival?
The
Burning
sun...
the bones?
The priest has the bones and the priest is in the sun.
Oh. Well, let's get over there then, I guess.
Yeah. Now that she knows where the bones are, Darren's gonna go straight for the sun, wherever that is. I guess in the town square.
All right. In that case, Diana, as you head out of the coffin maker's shop, you can hear the sounds of commotion. It sounds like just general jeering and crowd noises at first, but as you get closer to the outside, you start hearing distinct voices, and it's the peasantry. They're calling, "Down with the tyrant! Down with the tyrant!" And as you reach the door, you can see that despite it being the middle of the day, there are throngs of peasantry and guards, many of which carrying pitchforks and torches, that are marching through the streets.
Peasantry on the same side as the guards, right?
As far as you can tell, it looks like everybody is marching in the same direction.
I went up to the crowd and asked, are you going to kill the mayor?
"We are going to kill the burgomaster," says
The burgomaster.
a peasant who answers you, and another one responds. He says, "Down with the tyrant! The tyrant has oppressed us too long. We remember," says another one as they push to the front of the crowd. And this is one of the former cult members who got sent down to the Reformation Center previously.
Okay.
He says, "We remember everything. The Baron has been sending us down to that awful place. For years he has oppressed us, but now we are free, and we will have our revenge."
So I can gather that this is a result of the Oblex dying or something?
It would stand to reason, yes. Given your experience with oozes in the Underdark, Oblexes have mind erasing powers and memory erasing powers, so it would make sense that they would be coming back at this point. It's been a day.
Okay. This is a good distraction. Is anyone else coming out? Are you out? Are you all just staying in the house? In the coffin maker's house?
I think
I'm gonna follow you.
I would stumble out as well, covering myself with the dusty blanket. Because I need to know where Ireena is. Because that's the only person who doesn't fucking hit me at the moment.
You do not see Ismark or Ireena in the crowd at this point, but you are on the outskirts of the town on the far side from the Baron's place, and it looks like everybody's headed to the Baron's Manor, which is on the opposite side of the city.
I've always
Something a
teeth
little more-
pointed, by the way.
Sorry?
I've always
More-
teeth like, does she have fangs?
I had
Not
fangs
Didn't
before.
she already have fangs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she already
Oh,
had
she
fangs.
already had fangs. Okay.
Yeah,
And I already had
Rory
no
was
reflection.
already unnaturally cold, no reflection, sharp teeth, no shadow.
Smelled like brimstone.
Yep.
She was basically a vampire, without being a vampire. And now,
And now she's a vampire.
you don't know.
Okay.
Well,
She's
I don't know,
something.
but
She sucked
okay,
her life
so-
force, that's not very vampire-like.
Ilena doesn't know, but the Hibiki does guess.
Mm.
I don't think it's a bit of a. It's much of a stretch, really. She died to a vampire, now she's doing
Yeah.
some weird.
Something life force.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've been in Barovia long enough and you've heard of vampires enough to know that, like zombies, their kills come back.
Hmm. So what were you saying, Violet?
We have something a little more urgent to deal with. We need to free the priest.
Yeah, let's.
Otherwise,
Yep.
this whole town will die.
Of
And
course.
this little rebellion will be worthless.
Will be for nothing. Yeah. Do we know where the sun is? The.
It is in the center of
Yeah.
town. You've passed it before, so you will have to travel with the mob about halfway to where they're going.
Would it be possible to get onto the roofs of the buildings and can run across there, like Assassin's Creed style?
Yeah, I imagine the acrobatics check, you'll pass it, but let's get or athletics. Let's get athletics checks from everybody to see. Oh, except for Rory, because Rory can fly.
I mean, I wonder
Um.
if I can right now.
Yeah,
I would
that's
like,
right. Your
like
wings
dip
were-
out my hand into the somewhat sunlight, I guess, and see how it feels.
All right. Yeah.
Volk is gonna fall.
I closed the Dhampir section of Von Richten's Guide again. Keep doing that.
Hmm.
It's just disadvantage on ability checks when you're in the sunlight, right?
That's what we said, basically. I would have disadvantage on attacks and stuff like that as well, but I have the eye patch.
That's correct.
Yeah, right. We said disadvantage on attacks and skill checks, and also I can't heal while in sunlight. And I'm guessing it would at least feel unpleasant.
Yes. So you can extend your wings, but it hurts and you'll be distracted when you try to fly.
Lovely. But I guess it's slightly less bad here than it would be otherwise.
So
What we
Volk
need to do- Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. As you try to climb the building, Volk, that headache is a little too much, and you're distracted as you're trying to get up, and you can't quite follow. Like Diana and Ileena just quickly, nimbly climbed up a drain pipe, and we're up on the roof. But you're having a hard time.
Can I throw a rope down?
You absolutely can.
I will throw a rope down for Volk to get up.
Thank you. Slowly climbs up.
Yeah,
I guess
My
that
head
only.
hurts so much.
Oh,
Maybe
well
we should
then,
stay away from Rory for now.
She would be not quite with the group, I think.
first of all, we should finish this as fast as possible. And
Great.
I don't wanna be in here when everything happens. For
Let's get to
everything,
that
I mean,
sun and free the priest.
yep.
Well, now that you're up on the roofs, you have a better view of things. It looks like you're a little late to the mob. You just ran into the stragglers. You could see people coalescing. It'll take a bit of time to get to the town square. But by the time you arrive there, you can see that they've managed to already get the Baron. And
Lovely.
you can see with your height advantage, there's obviously the gallows that is set up in front of the Reformation Center or the courthouse, upon which is that giant wicker sun that Heinrich Vanderbilt built.
Burn it.
And before it, you see that the Baron's wife, and the Baron's son have all been forced into kneeling positions and are being held down by guards.
Mm.
So it looks like they are cheering and jeering and calling for them to be hanged.
Oh god.
Can I do something incredibly stupid?
What would you like to do that is incredibly stupid?
I would like to land on that little gallows where they are, and then tell them to open up the sun because the evil mayor wanted them to destroy the bones so that the town is left there for Strahd to take.
Okay, you can attempt to fly over. People will notice you and call out.
Sure.
And you can spot as you're flying over that Ismark and Ireena are in the midst of the crowd. They're calling for calm and reason, but they are currently being shouted down by very angry people.
Oh, do I actually notice both of them trying to do that?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I might change my plan then.
Also, another thing I should mention that you notice, your skin hurts, obviously, in the sunlight, but you feel when the sky begins to grow in overcast and storm clouds are gathering above head.
Oh, not good. Well,
So yes, these are the things you notice as you are flying over the crowd.
okay.
How big is the sun?
The sun is 20 feet tall and about 20 feet across. It is a big circle, and then there's a wooden base, obviously, and it is packed full of very dry, very flammable things.
Okay, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So the sun itself, it's just a circle. So the bones would be in the base, right? Theoretically.
No, in the center, I think.
Theoretically,
So,
it's essentially a big ball.
So
sitting
it's a
atop
big
of
one.
little square
Okay.
pedestal.
No. I thought it was flat. No. Then,
No. It's a 10-foot radius, so 20 feet across.
if I could, if Ilena could make a quick thing, how many people would you need to topple that thing over?
Make
Break it open.
a intelligence check. I don't know what skill that would be. Intelligence math
per-
check. Intelligence investigation? Yeah,
Okay.
because you're trying to reason out the math of it.
Okay. Investigation then.
Yeah, about 10 people. With about 10 people, you could do it.
Ooh,
Or a couple of really strong people.
okay. Yeah, that's totally not worrying. Hmm. Well then, I'll try to get as close as possible to the sun then, and try to kind of communicate to the others to get close to it. So you're gonna
Okay, so
need
you're
to.
descending into the crowd?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, is anybody else doing anything specific?
I want to
I guess.
try to get over to the sun.
Okay. Stora?
I guess I'll just follow Ilena.
Okay. So you can push your way through the crowd. You can get the vibe here. They want blood. And you can see behind the gallows, at this point, they've gathered other people. You would presume loyalists. There are many people that are currently being held on their knees awaiting execution, but the main event is the Baron's family up on the stage. As you push your way through, we'll go back to Rory. So, Rory, what is your plan?
Okay, I changed my plans after seeing Ireena. Maybe doing a bit of the better person things that Red wants me to do. I would still land there and would try to sway them to do the important thing first, which is bring the bones back to the church.
Hey. So you land, and you what do you say to the crowd?
I would throw off my blankie, I guess, so that it looks a bit less weird.
Yeah. You immediately begin steaming. It's less than it was when you were inside when
Steaming?
the sun was still bright. But
I was
you are
hoping I
steaming
wouldn't
and
steam,
smoking.
but that's okay. I would address the people. People of Valaki, I know you're angry at the Burgomaster for what he has done to all of you. But his punishment will have to wait. The Dark Lord is coming, and this town currently is not safe. In that sun are the bones of St. Andrel, the very bones that kept this place safe, together with the body of the priest, whose name I forgot.
Father Lucen.
Of the priest, Father Lucian. The bones need to be brought back to the cathedral as soon as possible, or the Dark Lord will overrun this town.
There is a murmur amongst the crowd, and people shout back. They say, "Kill the Baron! Kill the Baron! The Baron did this! Kill the Baron first! In the memory of St. Andrew! The Baron is in league with the devil! The Devil Strahd!"
Is the Baron within reach for me?
Yeah, he is gagged, kneeling on the dais. His wife is not gagged, but she is demurely kneeling there. And the Baron's son is barely conscious. It looks like he's been whacked over the head a few times.
Good. Can I grab the Baron and bring him in front of the people? Or will the guards just stop me?
They will allow you.
Hmm.
They don't see any reason
Slit
why.
his throat! Slit his throat!
Rory, by the way, is smoking less and less as the clouds gather overhead. And you hear distant sounds of thunder begin rumbling.
Yeah, I will pull out my rapier because we don't have time for this shit. And hold it against his throat after removing his gag. Do you have anything else to say to these people who you fooled for the longest time?
I have no idea what you are talking about. I have fooled no one. I am the rightful Baron of Valaki. I tried to keep you safe. I protected you from the Devil Strahd. I kept him out. I did this. My family did this.
I just look into the crowd like, people of Valaki, what is your verdict?
He interrupts you and says, "You trust this devil spawn instead of me. I have looked after you. I have provided entertainment for nigh on a decade now."
Foolish festivals are all you did, forcing people to smile when they're miserable, pushing them away, locking them into cages, locking them underneath the courthouse where they were tortured for months.
I didn't know! He cries out.
Anywhere
I
near the
didn't know.
stage.
Yeah. At this point, you guys can have push your way
Okay.
up close to the stage.
Can I push my way on the stage?
Yeah, you can push your way up to the stage. You can hear people murmuring. They're the heroes of Valaki.
Rory, killing the burgomaster won't accomplish anything.
We don't have
Especially
time
not
for
his
this.
family.
Look at the clouds.
Volk is going to ignore everything else that is going on and is going to start like tearing the sun open.
We
Yeah.
have to get the
Okay.
bones. I'm not
Yeah,
happy
what-
about this, but we have to
We-
get the bones. He is coming.
we
I can
just-
feel it.
We just need the bones. We don't need to just go around killing people. He's not powerful. He's not a wizard. He can't.
Diana, the crowd won't listen as long as he is dead.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can see
care.
that as you interrupted Rory in her execution, the crowd actually begins surging forward, and you can see at the forefront are guards who look very upset, and they are coming forth with their torches.
Okay, Spencer.
Blood. Yes.
Spencer, can I do something that's strange?
Yeah.
But
love
I wanna
strange things.
calm the crowd, or at least
Okay.
spook the crowd.
All right.
I do have a where is it? Somewhere there. A vial of alchemist fire, right?
Yep.
Not can I kind of light it up and throw it in the air, maybe in a way to just create some loud noise. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to, like shooting in the air, but
Okay.
without anything.
I will say alchemist fire behaves like nitroglycerin, so it's impact that ignites it. So you can't really light it ahead of time. You're gonna have to throw it in the air and break it with something in the air.
Is there any wall that is like there? No, not close to the sun, because I don't want to set the sun on fire.
No, you're in the center of the courtyard, so unless you can throw like 30 feet, it's unlikely. But you might be able to. Dex is the stat for
Continuing
throwing
to
weapons.
tear open the
Yeah.
sun.
I'll get back to that in a minute.
Okay.
I'll let Ireena do her thing first, and then we'll jump to what Rory finds.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. So there's the courthouse, which is behind the Wicker Sun. There is the Blue Water Inn. And there is a number of shop fronts as well. Which would you like to torch?
How likely is it that the sun will be set on fire if I throw it against the courthouse?
Not likely.
The courthouse
You're
is a
good, like
good target.
20 feet from the courthouse, but you would have to walk around a bit to do it. It will be ungraceful.
Oh,
Uh,
are you willing to be ungraceful?
I am
I
willing.
would say since it's hidden from view because of the sun, you'll have disadvantage on the intimidation check,
Oh, then.
but you'll still get a loud boom and burst of fire.
The inn is made of stone?
The courthouse is made of stone, yes.
What about the inn, though?
The inn? The inn is a wooden structure.
Oh, no, okay, no. The
Most
inn.
of the buildings in here are. It's the very old
Ah.
ones that are stone.
I would just throw it against the courthouse.
Yeah, I'll throw it against the courthouse.
All right, you can do that. So there's a smash and a flare of fire. Let's get an intimidation check
With disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
I'm gonna use my session
Session advantage?
inspiration. Yes,
you go.
exactly. To hope to do it. Dirty 20.
Hey,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no! Oh no! It's straight roll.
It's the 15.
So it's 15. 15.
Yeah.
still solid.
Still not too
Still.
bad. Yeah, you throw the fire. There's a flash, which looks all the brighter because of the gathering darkness, and the crowd stops and is listening to you. Meanwhile, Volk is digging into the wooden statue. It's not that hard to rip through the wood. It is carpentried together, and there's a lot of wicker here. So let's get a check to see how quickly you can do this. We'll call it a strength athletics check.
Oh, yay. I'm gonna use my session advantage.
Right, get them out of the way early.
We always forget
'Cause
to use them, so it's better.
I need to do this. Oh my goodness!
Oh god!
A double one.
Ui!
Fate.
Doubles.
You can put
Yeah.
it.
Screenshotting
It's
that.
a
I'm
headache.
Screenshotting that.
It's the headache.
It's a mixture of the
headache.
headache,
What?
the fact that
How
you were
did I?
from the transformations earlier. So you're able to make some headway with the bits of straw and whatnot, but the actual sun itself is held together a little too well. You can see there are iron nails that have been driven through the wooden boards that hold them together. So it will take some tools to break all the way through.
Is Diana
Or-
at the stage, or is
strength.
she also at the wooden sun?
I can't believe I've done this.
Everybody has
Diana's on
gone
the-
up on the stage at this point.
Was on the stage. Yeah.
The crowd is looking to Ileena at this point with bated breath.
Okay. So I'll look back at the crowd. Quite angry. I'll say, you will have what you want. But if I see anyone but the Burgomaster die, I swear to God, no one is gonna make out of here alive. So listen to me.
His son
First
is a
of all-
necromancer. I whisper to her.
Anyone but the Burgomaster and his family. So, first of all, you're gonna break the sun to protect this city. And then we're gonna do what must be done.
The Baron will shout at this point. He will say, "Don't listen to them! They're servants of the Devil Strahd. They came to this place. They probably knew about the horrible things underneath the Reformation Center. They must be working for the devil. It's his plot. It was his plan all along."
Was it not Isaac acting on your command to send people there?
I didn't know. We didn't know. Isaac was just to keep the peace. You know
All he
of
did,
the crime in Vallaki.
all he
They
did
are
was follow
undesirables
your
in our
command.
There are undesirables in our midst that need to be punished. Is this not the instinct you are engaging in now? The crowd is indecisive.
There are better punishments for the Burgomaster. Why not subject him to the same humiliation that he has subjected many of you to? Lock him in the stocks with a donkey's mask on.
That would be funny.
Let him live as you have lived.
Just killing
Ilena's gonna
him
whisper.
will not bring you the satisfaction that you're seeking. He gave you pain for 10 years, so he himself should also live in pain for 10 years at least, and not just die here. Should just... He is poison for the city, and when there's poisons in a body, you get it out.
All right. Ileena had something to say.
No. After what Rory said, she changed her mind.
Okay. In that case, let's get a persuasion check. You can have an advantage since you're working together on this one.
Who wants to roll it? Or who should roll
You would
it?
be better because my persuasion is -1.
What's your persuasion?
0.
Mine is +6.
Go ahead. So what I
Plus
want
6.
them. So maybe this doesn't. I don't know if it comes across properly. I want them to, instead of just killing him, basically kick him out of the town. So
Torture him or
Yeah.
kick him out.
yeah.
That could work.
Today's the day of the 15.
Could be
You see?
better.
Day of the 15. Yeah.
It's fate
Well-
again.
Yeah. I mean, you got a 15 earlier to get people to stop and pay attention to you, and this time you managed to push your way through again to their consciousnesses. So they are listening to you, and they will be persuaded along with what you want them to do. So, what is it you are going to tell them, recommend them to do for justice in this case?
Okay, my idea would be put him in a cage for a month with the donkey mask, because that's what he did to humiliate others. And afterwards, walk him out of the town, so that he can live in fear
exile.
outside of the city walls
Exile.
for, let's say, 10 years. And if he's still alive after 10
Yeah,
years, he's allowed to come
so-
back.
So like, how long did he normally subject people to the donkey mask thing? 10 days?
Yeah, 10 days per insult. And spreading malicious unhappiness.
How many
If you did
times
it-
has
The
he
mayor-
spread malicious unhappiness?
The
Yeah, it
mayor?
would compound.
Yeah. So Irena's gonna look at everyone and go. The mayor will be locked in a cage with a donkey mask on, like he did to all of you, for a month. And after that, he is going to be exiled from the city for 10 years. And
The Baron
if he...
protests. He says,
Hmm?
"No, that will kill me."
Mouth.
And if he survives, he will be welcomed back in the city
As a peasant.
as a peasant, working the land for others, trying
No.
to fix
Never.
his errors.
He is protesting the whole time. But the crowd seems persuaded by this, many of them. Some of them are still calling for blood, but enough of them are convinced. Unfortunately, none of you are paying particular attention to the other prisoners on the stage. Lydia, his wife, is just staring with a blank face at the floor.
Oh lordy, the sun. I forgot the sun.
But you hear the whispers.
I thought they were gagged.
No,
No,
only the
only the
burgomaster.
No,
Baron
was.
just the Baron was gagged.
Yeah,
Oh
I
god.
thought the sun was somewhat
Victor-
unconscious because
Victor,
he might-
yeah, he has a bloody temple from being whacked in the head a bunch of times.
he's a necromancer, so we get fucked. I have 1 HP.
I have 6.
I cannot be
And-
healed if there's sunlight.
Oh, so you cannot be healed?
I cannot be
At
healed in
all?
sunlight. At all. I cannot regain
I
HP.
will say that with the gathering storm, it will very rapidly not be sunlight. So
Yeah.
that restriction
Which
will
is also not
apply.
good.
Which is also not good because of it means Strahd is gonna be here.
You, those of you on stage, hear Victor say, "Never, never," and then he says an arcane word, and bursting out from his mouth come bolts of silvery magic energy, and he casts magic missile
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
against his
Keep
father.
On his father. He's killing his dad.
On his father. Yeah, he says never again. And then he says some magic words. That doesn't kill the Burgomaster, but the Burgomaster's blasted in the back. So Rory, let's get a dexterity saving throw to see if you can hold on to the Baron as he is struck from behind with magic energy.
I will use my session advantage for this.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What the fuck's
So
this?
you manage to hold on to him, and then he sinks into your arms. He has 2 hit points left, and he is groaning in pain. And then Victor is going to attempt to shake free of his guards.
How fast
says-
can I get to him?
Well, you're within 10 feet, so it'll be very quick. But he doesn't manage to shake free of the grip of the guards, but he starts calling, "I never wanted this. I never wanted any of this. I am not one of him. I am not one of them. You know this. I do not partake."
I will shout at the guard to cover his
Yeah.
mouth because he's a caster.
Can I, as fast as I can, go up to Victor, grab his hair, and just face plant him in the ground?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get a unarmed strike.
Ooh, that's bad. So that's just a strength for me.
Yes.
50.
Yay!
Yeah.
There's
They
a
So
knight
you
up to
slam his
15.
face into the ground. He only had 1 hit point as well, so he is knocked unconscious by this, and he sags in the arms of the guards. And the people cheer and jeer, and you hear some of them say, "That's the Baron's son, the Baronet. He drove poor Stella mad. Crazed evil boy."
Then Ireena will turn towards the crowd. The son's family, the Baron's family will be stripped of their titles and also sent into exile. And
Lydia, the Baron's wife, at this point, will look up at you with a blank, sad face, and she will say, "Please, have mercy. I only ever wanted to be happy."
have you had mercy when you...
I made clothes for the children. I made food for the poor.
And then you drove those poor mad.
Can I
I
insight
never
that?
wanted to marry him. Yes.
20.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she was telling the truth. You can tell
Oh,
from
wow.
her face, this is a person who is damaged. Stockholm Syndrome might be the, in as much as that's a real thing, which it isn't really, but this is a woman who has been broken.
It is not
Okay,
up to us to give mercy. It is up to the people of Vallaki.
Is she on the ground?
She is.
is she... Okay, I'll offer her my hand. And help her up.
The guards holding her will not let go of her. They just look at you suspiciously.
I hate people.
We all do.
I'll just say to her, don't worry, I'll try and I can tell you're being truthful. I'll try and get you'll stay alive, and after we're done, the life for people here won't be as bad as it was before, hopefully. I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know what the best way.
The
Pain,
guards,
suffering.
meanwhile, will clutch her tightly and they will say, this whore has worked with the Baron for a decade. She produced that degenerate over there. We don't want her around. Kill the Baroness! Blood!
Killing people will not solve your problems.
So, is it like still only a few that are calling for blood and most of them are just content with the other solution?
$50-50.
Oh,
The crowd
Jesus.
is undecided. Let's jump back to Volk. Volk is the only one who's focused on the sun at this point. What would you like to do at this point, Volk, as this drama is happening on the other side of the gallows?
Let me see. I'm gonna pull out some of my extra daggers, and I'm gonna use them to like pry into the wood and like jam a dagger between, like, I have extra daggers, so I'm okay if they get ruined by this, but like I'm gonna jab it between two pieces of wood and use it as like a crank to
Okay,
like
so
pry it open.
athletics check with advantage this time because you're using tools.
Oh, I had advantage the first time.
00 again. Oh lordy.
Yay, an 8.
And no, they still defeat you. These wooden boards.
Volk is gonna like call out, "Somebody help me out here!"
Can I? So how close are Ismark and Ireena to Ireena to us?
They are about halfway through the courtyard away from you. So courtyard's about 30 feet, 40 feet across. So they're like 10 feet from the stage. Several people deep.
I need a
Okay.
hand over here.
Can I kind of motion to them to
Yeah.
to come here?
They will push their way forward
And yeah,
and approach the stage. At this point, the sky is completely overcast, and it is now fairly dark, and a light drizzle begins to pour from the sky.
Finally some coolness on my skin.
I look at Ismark and Ilena. We need help with tearing down the sun. Could you do it while we keep the crowd occupied?
Yes, says Ismark, and Ireena will look concernedly at Rory and will also nod. We'll do this.
I think I will try again to tell the town that there's more important stuff to do right now. So I'll once again look at them. Balaki, look at these clouds covering the day in shadows. We have to act now. The Dark Lord is coming. This can wait.
A surprising tide comes up in the crowd, and some people are saying, "The Baron, was the Baron right? Is this the devil coming now that we've betrayed him? Now that we have given in to unhappiness?"
It is not the unhappiness that calls the devil. It is the absence of the bones that are in this sun.
Okay, let's get one more persuasion check.
I'm gonna do it because it makes the most sense. 5.
They do not listen because it was a 15, which is like a middling, and a 15 again, which was a middling, and now a 5. They won't hinder you, but they're also not going to help you.
Is Diana still next to me, or is she at the sun now?
I believe Diana was trying to get Lydia out of the hands of the guards, unless I was mistaken.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to fight the guards if that's. I was like speaking to her, trying to reassure her, but I don't think that would have took too long.
Yeah, she's looking at you with the eyes of a frightened child, and she's just muttering to herself, "I only wanted to be happy. I only wanted to be happy."
Yeah, I'll just say I'll be back. I guarantee your safety. And does Rory want? Did Rory want anything with me? Is that what you're asking about?
She doesn't know what to do, so she's looking to that one person who told her to stop being a bitch, which is you.
Well, we just need to get the bones. That's it. if the townspeople are panicking because they think that they've betrayed the burgomaster and that's what's causing Strahd to come, then as long as they're not like stopping us in any way, then it doesn't. I don't think it matters really.
All right. In that case, we'll jump back to Volk. Volk, you are now joined by Ismark and Ireena, who are on
Hey.
either side of you, going at the wooden boards as well. Together, the three of you begin to make headway, and you crack open the wicker sawn enough to see on the inside, attached to a post, is Father Lucian. He is gagged, and he has iron spikes driven through his shoulders, crucifying him
Oh, he's
onto
alive.
this post in the center.
Oh,
Barely conscious, and hanging from his neck is a sack, bloody sack, which has been hastily tied around his neck. And he squints at you as he catches sight of you. And just as you catch sight
Volk
of him,
is going to cast Healing Word
okay, you can
on
roll that.
the priest.
You can roll that. Simultaneously, there's a massive peal of thunder, and in the sky above the town is suddenly lit bright with lightning, and then a flaming face has appeared, a good 50 feet across, 100 feet up, and it is the face of Strahd von Zarevich
Hey.
looking down. And you hear a deep and resonant voice call out, and it says, "Valaki, long have I watched you, and long have I let you live in peace. This can continue. Kill the priest. Kill the priest, and I will leave you be. Fail to do so, and all of you will die this day."
Uh-oh.
And now, the crowd surges and pushes against the stage.
I'm gonna look at the burning Strahd face and say, "Hi, fuck you."
It does not respond to you.
Aw.
It is just looking down magnanimously.
Okay.
Oh god.
Yes, so now the crowd is pushing against the stage and there's panic generally. Many of the people are running away and hiding, but enough of the crowd is pushing against the stage with their pitchforks and torches. So let's get some rolls. What is everybody doing as they attempt to swarm the stage?
I'm
The
guessing
gallows.
the priest is too fat for me to carry him, right?
Oh, he's an old man. He's not particularly fat.
Could
He's
I
just a
fly
old-
away
old
with him
skinny man.
towards the church?
You would be able to, but you will have to pull the sun open a little more. Volk, Ismark, and Ireena were only able to get far enough in that you could see him, but you're gonna have to pry it open more.
I guess this is at least a good time to drop the... Is the Baron at least still tied up or something?
The Baron is very, very hurt by the blast of magic in the back, and he is hanging onto you, trying to stay upright.
I will lay him down on the floor, I guess, and tell him, "You better stay here. Trust me, it is better for you this way. Otherwise, we will deal with you in another way."
He grimaces at you, but turtles up in the fetal position.
And I rush over to the sun.
Okay.
Can we try to untie the gag from the priest? Because we kind of need to know how we can get the sacred ground back.
So you can squirm your way inside. However, unless anybody does anything, the crowd is going to get to the sun, and they are wielding torches.
Can I cast? Okay.
I'm out of spell slots.
I have spells. Fuck.
I'm out of everything. Well, I'm gonna do a thing for our own safety. I'm gonna give Rory 15 lay on hands and get myself. Yeah, I'm gonna give Rory 15 HP.
Hey,
okay,
cool.
If there is no sunlight,
There's no sunlight presently.
I will actually have to check if I can even get that much. No, I cannot.
Well, how much can you get until you're full?
14. Then
Well,
I'm
I'm
at
gonna give you
15
four-
HP.
I'm gonna give you 14, and I'm gonna give myself 14 too.
15 HP is currently my max HP.
No, not 15. 16. So it's no, it's 30 total. I don't have so much.
Can I put
Gonna give
myself
us-
between the crowd and the sun? And
Yes, you can. However, it is a 20-foot wide sun, so you will
Okay.
not be able to do a lot on your own unless you do something dramatic.
one sec. 15. 12. It's 20 foot in diameter.
20-foot in diameter, or 10-foot diameter, 20 feet across. Oh, so yeah, 20 feet diameter, 10-foot radius. Math.
Okay. I'm gonna cast darkness on the sun.
Okay, that's poetic. Yeah, so basically this would engulf everybody on the gallows.
Yeah.
In darkness. Yeah.
And can I step outside of the darkness?
I would say the 15-foot radius, that's 30 feet in all directions. That would
30
cover
foot
all of the
diameter.
gallows.
Okay.
So you would have to get off of the gallows to do this, to be seen.
I'll get off the gallows. God, I have no idea what to say to these people. I'm just gonna try pleading with them. Please, you've lived here long enough. You should know that vampires just try to manipulate you. Do you not see what Strahd is doing?
Oh, good one.
Yeah. So they look at you, and they are terrified, and many of them are looking up at the flaming face in the sky. They seem unresponsive to your pleas.
I'm gonna keep pleading. Please, I have already lost enough today. Do not let the devil win. You need the bones and the priests for the town to be safe.
At this point, a voice will call out, and you recognize it as the old man that you gave the jar of honey to several days ago at this point. And this old man says, "Listen to her. She is wise. She is kind. We cannot let the devil win. We cannot listen to the devil. He has never helped us before. He has never kept his promises. I trust the Drow." And that manages to calm people down enough that torches are not immediately thrown.
Thank God you gave that man some honey.
You see,
Yes.
it's the
Yeah.
small acts of kindness.
Hey.
That saves us all.
Inside the Worker's Son, you manage to get to Father Lucian, and he looks groggily up at you, Rory, and he tries to bite through his gag, but doesn't manage to, and he's squirming, but he is essentially stapled to the post in the center of this thing.
Yeah. I will cut away his gag. I will take the sack with the bones, and I will just look at him. I know we haven't really gotten off on the right foot, but for priests, you're one of the less shitty ones. So, what do I have to do with the bones so that the city is
Get it
safe?
back to the crypt. Get it back to the crypt. Don't let them be desecrated.
And another thing, am I welcome to enter the church?
He looks at you weirdly and he says, "Of course you are."
Thank you. And I dash off and try to fly to the church.
Yes. You can certainly squirm your way out and begin flying. The rest of you that are looking into the sun, you can see that the priest's face is confused for a second, and then recognition dawns on it.
No,
and,
we
you
can't
hear
see
say,
him. It's dark.
It's got it.
"Oh, that's
It's
right."
darkness.
After that, it just all suddenly gets dark.
Yeah, so he wouldn't see you at all. He's very confused, and you hear silence for a minute, and then the priest says, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Well, this is
So,
important, though.
Rory,
So.
let's get a dexterity saving throw while you try to squirm your way out through pitch black, magical
23.
darkness. Yeah, you're a rogue. You're doing fine. You backtrack your way out and you begin flying. Yeah, so you take off and you're quickly above the ball of darkness, and you could look down on the city and you could see that everybody is gathered here. The Baron's house is smoking currently, but
That's so hot
there's
right
no
now.
visible fire. You're able to fly your way over to the church. Now, when you do, you see that Sister Claudia has barricaded the orphanage out back, but you're able to land safely in front of the church, and you know where the crypt is on the inside.
Mm-mm.
You rush forward and shove the doors open, and even though it burns your feet to step foot in here,
It's so unpleasant.
you walk with purpose, and you shimmer with a golden light, though no one can see but us, the
Ooh.
audience. And you reach the crypt. You crack it open. The crypt is beneath the church. There is no entrance. You need to rip the floorboards up. But with your newfound Dhampir strength, you're able to rip them out, and you descend into this crypt, and you find a stone coffin, which has been laid out down here. There's the effigy of a saint on it that has been carved in perfect one-to-one likeness to how he was in life, and he has a shield resting on his chest with inscriptions written on the shield. But you don't care about any of that at present. You grab the side of this thing and you try to rip it open. Let's get an athletics check as you try to rip the lid off of this coffin.
A 9.
Yeah, it defeats you. What do you do at this point?
I have my burglar's pack. That one has a crowbar. It is not
Okay.
quite a nice thing to do, but I will use the crowbar to use it as leverage, hoping
I'll
that
go
it...
with advantage this time.
No, no.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Although managed, the stone coffin remains shut.
God damn it.
Back in the town square, the crowd's initial stymie, because of that man's words, because of Diana's help earlier, they are overrun by anger this time, and they surge forward and attempt to grab the Baron and his family.
Why?
Let me see. Do I have anything for this?
It is a lot thinner of a crowd this time. There's only about maybe 60 people remaining in the mob that are actively trying to get up to the gallows.
Okay,
Most are guards.
I'll do something. This could be this could be or a total success or a total failure. So,
Okay.
do you want me to try, guys?
Go for it.
ahead. What do you... Yeah.
It's funny if we don't know.
Is it calm emotion or something?
Who's the closest one to the gallows of the ones who are trying to get on?
Nobody you recognize. They're just guardsmen who seem particularly angry and incensed that the Baron has been using them for so long.
Can I
Yes,
shoot the
they're-
guy? Can I shoot the guy
they're-
in the leg?
Yeah, go for it. Make an attack roll. I'm gonna add 3 to his AC because you're trying to do a called shot.
Okay. Why is my crossbow not using strength? That's better. That's better. Ah! 12.
Yeah, you aim for his leg, but the trigger goes off a little too early, and you hit him in the chest instead.
Even better.
Roll
I'll
damage.
look. Okay. Oh!
Yeah, so he dies.
We are rolling so well today.
I'm gonna look to the crowd and go. I told you if any blood is to be spilled, no one will make it out of here alive.
They are angry now,
Oh,
Can I
why
these
would you
guards.
do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Why would
lordy.
you do that?
And they say, the Baron was right. No, they don't say the Baron was right. They say, the Baron must die. We must keep Strahd away. We kill the Baron. We kill the priest.
Rory, please make it on time.
Oh, you're in darkness.
We're in darkness.
I'll drop the dark. If I can see Rory fly away with the bones, I'll drop the darkness.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably have picked that up, given context clues.
Wait, is darkness concentration? Yeah, it is concentration.
Yeah, so you drop the darkness, then this happens. And now it looks like there's going to be a fight.
Ah,
Don't die.
Oh boy.
So there are very many guards. I don't want to try to do this on a grid. So we're going to do this Theater of the Mind style with group combat. So, yeah, with this one dead, there are a good 30 guardsmen and associated peasantry who are hanging around trying to get at the Baron. They are hesitant to come near you, but they say, traitors! Traitors, you betrayed the town! You would set the devil on us!
Save you from the devil.
They're coming at you now with murderous intent. What is everyone doing?
The one person who I'm genuinely sure is a good person in all this is the burgomaster's wife.
Lydia.
So I'm going to try and get her away from everything.
Yeah. Okay, so you're running away?
I don't want to just start fighting the townspeople, even if I'm just like non-lethally like downing them. That just feels wrong in some way. So I
Mhm.
want to get her and I want to get out.
Okay. So that is Diana's plan. What is everyone else going to be doing at the same time?
I'm gonna continue trying to free the priest.
Okay.
And
That won't be too hard. Rory opened the rest of the way up. You can get in and it'll hurt, but you did heal him. So you can
if
do that.
if he looks bad, I'll use another first level spell slot.
You can do that.
To heal him up a little bit more.
What are you going to do after he is free?
I'm gonna follow my friend and the burgomaster's wife and get the priest out of here.
Okay. And then Ileena, what are you up to?
I wanna try to take everyone away as like the. I wanna defend the innocent people, pretty much. I wanna defend just try to interpose myself between everyone and the priest and the burgomaster.
Okay. So it sounds like we're doing a tactical retreat with Ileena being our caboose, our defensive
exactly.
caboose. So where are we retreating to?
I think the courthouse.
The courthouse?
No,
It's behind us.
That doesn't sound like the best idea, I don't think. I think we would be better if we could get out of town somehow, or maybe if we could go to the church, I guess.
You would know the church isn't that far from here.
I think the church. Or if we can just get out of town, maybe towards the Vistani camp.
It's a good question. What does everyone think?
Well, if everyone else wanna go to the church, I will follow them.
That is where
Riley?
Rory is currently struggling.
I have an idea what
Yeah,
I
we-
can do.
We'd want to meet up with, but even if we don't know that Rory's struggling to get into the coffin, we know we want to meet up with them.
Yeah, so I guess a good place to go would be the place where the church is.
Yeah, the church.
So we will beat a hasty retreat to the church. Now, you're being attacked by 30 armed combatants. What is
Jesus.
your AC, Ileena?
Not enough is
14.
the thing, I think.
14?
Yes.
So if I'm remembering correctly, the way we do crowd combat in 5e is these things are... Oh, I don't remember how this works. But there's a percentage based on their CR and your AC, based on how many it would take on average before there's a hit on you. I'm going to say you take 3 attacks.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna get
3d6.
murdered here, guys.
You might die in a glorious bloodfest.
So you take
Okay.
8 points of piercing and slashing damage as you are attacked on your retreat. You can return fire.
If I can do it non-lethally, I will.
Well, you tried last time.
I tried last time, but yeah, if I can do it non-lethally, I will try to do it non-lethally.
Good to know. So you can roll your attack.
Okay.
I will adjust their AC accordingly.
12.
So unfortunately, again, 12 is the regular AC. But it's a 15 to try to hit them non-lethally. So yeah, you stab at them. Many of them go down. You don't know if they're dead or not. But you are having a hard time being careful because you're running backwards and being chased by a mob.
Who is the evil one now, bitch?
Is the crowd okay?
Yeah, it's thinned out a bit. You take out a couple of them.
Okay.
They're also going to be throwing stuff at the rest of you. However, not all of them have throwing weapons. So I'm going to say you each get hit by 2 things. So
Ooh.
those of you...
So that's enough.
/R.
Nice roll.
Let's try that again.
There we go. There you go.
Ouchie.
Ouch.
So Diana and Volk, Ismark and Ireena actually also each take 6 damage as you are pelted with rocks and thrown torches and whatnot. But you do manage to run and make your way back to the church. And once you get inside, you can see that Rory has pulled up the boards right in front of the altar. And then you're able to shut the doors and barricade the best you can. So, Rory, what is your next step to try to crack open the sarcophagus?
As I noticed that I have like no chance to open this thing, I will drop the crowbar and I will just look at the statue of St. Angrel, like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to kneel down in a prayer to the Morning Lord. I'm going to be like,
Okay.
Morning Lord, I know my very presence in your halls is something you despise. Might be very boring or whatever. I'm not good at this. I never was. But Ireena has faith in you, and I have faith in Ireena. And I don't want this whole town to be overtaken by the Dark Lord. So I beg of you, Morning Lord, please help me to save this town.
You get no response, but you can try again.
And then I will stand up, take the thingy again, and I'll just try again. Nope.
You jam the crowbar in, and you pull at it. It doesn't move, and then you're straining and straining and straining, and then all of a sudden there's a thunderous cracking sound, and the sarcophagus splits vertically down the middle, and then the 2 halves fall to either side. And your toes are almost crushed, but you are a rogue, so you're able to slip your feet out of the way. And inside, you can see a blue silk coffin inside of the sarcophagus.
I look baffled for a second, look at the statue. Thank you. All right, the bones. And then hastily unwrap the sack that I have. Hopefully with the bones
you can
inside.
see, on the inside are the remains of a human skeleton. It would be a man of roughly 5'9" but you're able to pull them out. They burn your hands as you touch them.
I will
But you are
still,
not seriously injured.
yeah, I will still properly hold on to them even if it is not very pleasant. And I will put them in the crypt.
Okay,
Like
you can do that.
just look at the statue. Is this all I have to do? I
No
just
response
stand there waiting. Like not really know what to do. So
You're interrupted by this voice of Ireena. She says, "Did I just hear you? Did I hear you praying just now?" And you could turn around and you see that Ireena is standing on the lip above you, looking down at you with a smirk.
don't be ridiculous. I would never.
I'm sure. You could see that she's got a bloody forehead from where she was hit with a rock. Ismark, meanwhile, is helping Ilena barricade the door shut, and he's saying, "This is bad. This is bad."
Could it be worse? We could be dead.
This is true.
When can I get, like, being the last one to come in? Can I get the last kind of glances of the sky? Maybe the Strahd's face vanished with the bones there? I don't know.
Yeah, you can see that the flames are fading, and they were fading as soon as you guys jumped inside, not necessarily when the bones were put away. Also, I just noticed that you rolled a fire spell, Volk. Were you attacking?
That
the
was an
corner?
accident.
Okay.
No, that was an accident.
Accidental
I
crit.
was trying to do the thing where you like look at a spell, and I accidentally pressed the
Gotcha.
button
Gotcha.
that makes you cast the spell.
That's all good.
Hmm.
But yes, it looked like the flaming face in the sky was fading, but it is still dark.
Okay, I wanna barricade. I wanna keep at least something, as I notice it's fading. I wanna see if and when it fades, and I wanna finish barricading it.
Okay. Yes, you could certainly do that. Yeah, the flaming face fades. It looks like it was some sort of illusion.
So when that happens, I want to look at the crowd and go. You see, the bones were restored, and you are under the protection of the bones again.
The Morning Lord.
Of the Morning Lord again.
The crowd that is outside are not the ones that were convinced by you before. So the mob is not listening to you, but they have heard you.
Okay, then I don't know. Anyone else want to do something?
Yes. So are they trying to like break into the church, the crowd?
You can hear them slamming on the door, but they are dissipating fairly quickly. It sounds like they are heading elsewhere to do trouble elsewhere.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Can I get like on top of the I imagine this is like the house, there's like a clock tower or a bell tower on the
There's
church?
a bell tower with a bell in it. It's laid out the same way as the church you were in back in the village of Barovia.
Yeah.
So there's the main chapel area. There's a couple rooms by the front doors, and then the undercroft here is directly below the altar, and then there's a rope going up to a bell tower, which would ring the hours out.
Okay.
I will say for Ileena, you are familiar with how mob mentalities work. It would stand to reason that a riot is going to happen outside.
Okay, so I'll look and we need to stop them. They're gonna riot. And
Yeah.
as
Can we like
much.
get?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Could we like climb up the bell tower, get out from there, and can I address the crowd from on top of the church?
You certainly could.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Um.
If you are rushing, we'll get a roll. Otherwise, you could just take your time and climb the bell tower that way.
Yeah. I'd like to go as fast as possible.
Okay. So everybody who's climbing the bell tower, let's get an athletics roll.
Athletics, no.
Oh
Unless you want to
no.
climb the rope, but the bell will be ringing the whole time.
My idea would be to potentially ring the
Oh,
bell
wait.
to stop
Well,
the people
it's
from
the
doing
same.
because they're like, ooh, church.
Okay. Ismark will be going up as well.
Bad
Oh,
rolls
God.
all there.
Holy shit.
He has athletics.
Oh, better.
Okay,
Oh,
there we go.
well, fair enough.
Yeah, so he gets his way up and he helps you guys up as well. So it takes longer than you would want, but Ismark is able to lead the way up to the rooftop. And you come out on the top of this bell tower, and you can see that many of the buildings in Wallachia at this point have been lit on fire, though the rain is slowing things down a little bit. Yeah, there are cries and yelling and general mayhem. You can also hear the howling of wolves outside the city.
This is gonna be a long night.
This is a disaster.
It's only like noon.
When
It's
the
a
ducks
long
aside.
day.
That's gonna be a long day, okay?
Diana just are there people still at this point banging on the church doors?
They've moved their anger elsewhere.
Okay, they're all gone. Diana will fall to her knees on top of the church and just say, "What do we do now? This is the worst possible scenario. Well, it's better than it could have been, actually."
They could have died. They could have burned the sun. We could be facing Strahd himself.
Hmm. Instead, they're just tearing themselves apart.
Some of them. Some of them are still being kind. Where is Redmond?
He's dead.
Who all's at the top of the tower?
Ismark.
Why do you say that so? Why do you say that so matter of factly? Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. Ismark looks at you like you're joking, and he like starts to chuckle, and then he realizes you're not joking, and he's like, "Oh,
See how sad Diana is.
how?"
He gave his life so he could bring Rory back. And now she is some sort of vampire. I don't know whether it was worth it.
This is not good news.
Not at all. She did something to Volk. I don't know what.
I know she is your friend, but vampires eat people.
Yes.
They corrupt, they destroy, and they rot from within.
I don't think if Redmond hadn't sacrificed his life for her, then she would still be alive. I wouldn't. Well, I mean, if she had come back as a regular vampire, she wouldn't be alive now, but she's not under the control of anyone, it doesn't look like. That seems to be what Redmond did rather than actually bring her back.
That you know of.
That I know of.
You know my friend Doru. He died. He came back as a vampire. We killed him under the church in Barovia.
Yeah.
He was not listening to reason. Sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
I would like for her to have her last chance. And I think there's been enough death today already.
He nods, and then he looks back out over the city. He says, I have to do something. I don't know
Well,
what.
On this situation, I don't think we can do anything.
Do we just
On
let them kill each other?
how do you think you can stop 20 or so people who are literally mad?
We
And
don't need to stop 20. As long as we can stop one, then it will all be worth it.
you stop one, and the other 19 will kill 19 times more.
can we hear
Less
this
than 20.
conversation when we are not on the bell tower with the others?
Would you come with me, Ileena, Diana, if I was to do something very stupid?
If you're defending the people of Vallaki, I would.
Ileena?
If you don't plan of murdering too much people, I'm with you.
I think we need to find those ready to bear arms to bring peace. And I think we need to establish some kind of order. I don't think they will
Well,
stop at just the Baron's family. I think every noble and every person of rank in this city is in danger.
I
may
think so
correct
too.
you. Everyone is in danger in the city. Trust me, they will not stop at the nobles.
What do you suppose we do then, Isaac?
I
Not-
say we... It's okay, I know.
Oh, that means
I say we go down there, we find those guards that left the mob in the courtyard, and we gather a force. We come back and we stop the riot.
I'll stand with you. You lead the way.
He nods. And then he goes to the edge of the roof, and then he looks back and he says, I don't suppose any of you has a rope.
I have a rope.
All right. So with that, we'll cut back to inside of the church. And Ireena has reached her hand down into the crypt for Rory's hand.
I don't think I should take it. I don't deserve it. Ireena, something you should know. You know how I like to tease people about being a vampire when I wasn't?
Yes. It's very charming.
Yeah. I don't think I can do it that way anymore.
She pauses. But she sets her jaw and keeps her hand out extended to you.
don't think you understand.
I understand, Rory, that not all of us can choose the body that we inhabit, and that who you are is not solely dependent upon your nature. I trust you. And I don't think I need to tell you that if I am proven wrong, I am willing to die for that trust.
Just look at her, slightly teary-eyed. Like, it's stupid. Like, I've been called a monster my whole life. Now I am one, and still feel bad.
Come on.
And just look at her. Like, if you are okay with loving a monster, then
I am.
No. Then I will reach out for her hand and take it to get back up.
Yeah. So she will pull you into a tight hug, and then she will whisper into your ear. She says, "Don't tell my brother, but I killed my father." So I'm a monster too. In the end.
Then we can be monsters together.
As long as we're monsters for the right reasons.
Sometimes monsters are needed for the better, I guess.
Love is a good reason to be a monster. Sometimes.
It really is.
So you have witnessed all of this, I assume, Volk? What are you up to?
Volk isn't really sure what to do. I think they're just like is there so we're in the church, right?
Mhm.
So they're gonna sit in a pew.
Okay.
Just kind of stare up at the front of the room.
Yeah,
and just
you can see there's a large altar, which is covered in a red velvet cloth. And atop that is a shrine to the Morning Lord, which is a version of Lathander's symbol in gold with little pictures all over it of different miraculous events.
And I think what they're doing is just like muttering quietly in Sylvan, because it's the language they feel most comfortable with, especially when they're talking to Mother Wolf. And they're just, I don't know what exact words they're using, but they're just asking her why they're here, what's going on, why do they keep realizing the things they've forgotten, like
Interesting.
what's going on, and why has she, it feels like she's abandoned them because she doesn't remember, sorry, they don't remember so many things about her, and then they sleep and then they wake up and suddenly they have more memories of her that they didn't have before, and it's very disorienting. And their lack of memory, they're kind of blaming her for that, because I mean, who else are they going to blame? They have no reason, they have no one to blame, so she's the only person they know who could have been responsible for their just blank mind. And like the fact that their mind is not up to the standards they recall their mind being at, they blame that for the fact that like Rory died. And like they're very angry about that.
Okay. Well, you
I
get no new responses,
yeah, I know.
but perhaps a memory comes to the front of your mind, and it's a long, very old memory. Shortly after you met Mother Wolf, and you were all snuggled down deep for the sleep during the twilight hours in the Feywild, and you were surrounded by other cubs, and Mother Wolf was padding around with her giant white paws, checking to see that everybody was sleeping and sound and okay. And she come across you, and you couldn't sleep because you were very angry at the world, at your family that you came from, at everything that happened to you. You were angry about everything. And Mother Wolf padded over to you and she said, "Why are you angry, little pup?"
Everything is wrong. It's all just bad.
Everything is always wrong, little pup. The world is a strange and terrifying place. You
I
know
wish it
this.
wasn't. I just want to go back home.
So do all who live to see such times. But it is not up to us to decide. All that we can do is choose to decide what to do with the time that we given.
Volk,
It's all right to
little
be
baby
angry.
Volk sniffles. It's not fair.
It is never fair, little pup. But that is not the complaint of the wolf. We howl at the moon, not because the world is unfair, but because we refuse to accept that unfairness. We howl because we stand in the face of that unfairness and do what we want anyway. Do you understand?
Want to understand. I like being angry.
The question isn't whether you're angry. The question isn't whether the world is unfair. The question is, what are you going to do about it? In other words, Rory, what do you want?
I don't know what I want. I don't want to be scared anymore.
Fear is like anger. It just is.
If I can't want to stop being angry and I can't want to stop being scared, then what can I want? What else is there?
Action. Even if it is just howling at the moon. We want action.
Then I want to do something. I want to be powerful enough to do something. To stop things like what happened to me.
Very well. We will do this action. Stopping those that would do what was done to you. And I think that will be the end of this memory and recollection.
Cool.
Ireena will return the sentiment,
Mm-hmm.
Rory. Now, I think we can fast track a little bit. Unless anybody has anything specific, we can jump back to Ilena, Diana, and Ismark. Montage this. So,
Mm-hmm.
you go around looking for not loyalists, but reasonable people. And you gather them together. You form a sort of militia. What are the two of your contributions to this?
So, while like Ismark is looking for guards, right? I wanna try and look for actually peasantry who is willing to try and stop the rebels.
Okay. So you can contribute by looking for less active combatants than what Ismark is looking for.
Yeah.
Diana, how are you contributing?
Would I see anyone that is like that has been knocked out or something? Anyone who's in need of help, barely?
Plenty. So your contribution will be
Understand.
more the humanitarian alongside the
Yeah.
recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay. This all works.
Like if I see someone who is already giving aid, I will help them with that and then say, we're trying to help more people. Will you join us? That's that kind of thing.
Okay. So very quickly you amass enough of a following that you begin cowing the rioters into behaving themselves. You gather up those responsible, and Ismark will command them to be put into holding cells safely to await trial by a jury, a fair jury. And he quickly steps into his leadership role in a way that the two of you, haven't really seen before. He is
finally.
giving orders in a confident tone. He is supporting people. And after several hours of this, the violence of the rioting has mostly been handled. And Ismark will address the group. And I was thinking of writing a speech ahead of time, but then I ran out of time this week. So I will give you the outline of what Ismark says. But he gives a very impassioned speech that is still flat in the way that he's sort of understated in all of his tone. But he basically explains to them, or he expresses to them that Barovians are people, and people are scared. And when we're scared, we don't always act in the wisest of ways, but we can stand together. And when we stand together, we can be less afraid and we can stand up to anything. And if they've been able to stand up to Strahd for a century and keep him out by sheer will alone and by sheer faith alone, they can certainly do so for another day. And they can certainly do so without hurting one another and destroying the very things that keep them alive. There are whispers amongst everybody talking about how is this Ismark their new leader? And this is being whispered amongst everybody.
Can I step forward?
There, yay.
Can I step forward? Raise my hand, kind to gain attention. I propose that we nominate Esmark the Great, the new burgomaster.
Ismark blushes at that title, but the crowd assents to this.
Thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause.
Woo!
Yeah, and Ismark will say, I don't take this lightly. I'm not a leader. I'm not even a particularly good man, but I will make sure that everyone is heard, and I will make sure that no one is forgotten. Even the wrongdoers will have their say, and we will do what is right. Always.
I think you are a good man, Ismark, despite what you say. And I think this town will be able to stand for however long it must with your leadership.
He sighs.
Listening to everyone and deciding something by doing that is a virtue of a leader.
Democracy. Woo.
Yeah, that's the last thing he will tell everybody. He will say, in Vallaki going forward, there will be no nobles, there will be no peasantry. We all work together. We are equals, standing together against the onslaught of darkness. There is no one better. There is no one worse. Our actions define us. And with that, he is elected the leader of Vallaki for the time being.
So that was a great ending to that whole situation.
Yeah. So, throughout, it is raining and thundering. The sky seems very angry at you for this. But there are no more mythical manifestations. You do hear that throngs of wolves and bats can be seen circling the town, but no one breaks in. There is no assault on the town itself, but there are also creatures made of vines which are seen wandering throughout the forest on all sides as well. The town is under siege, but it has not been directly attacked at this point.
Mm.
I think we need to rest. We've been through a lot today.
We need to rest, and we need to decide what to do next.
I was hoping that next we could visit the Amber Temple.
Well, I wanted to look what is this Hagenvoss holds they told me about. Well, we'll see what we can think of out of everything over there.
Well, Ismark will contribute, if you will allow him to
Yeah.
say. I am sure we didn't have any in Barovia, but I'm sure Vallaki has maps. We could probably, well, I guess I'll have to stay here, but you could probably chart out a route to do all of them efficiently.
Mm.
Well, we'll look for some maps tomorrow, but I think it's time for us to get some sleep or just to rest.
All right. Where are we going to rest?
Is the inn still there? The
Yes.
blue, I forgot the name, the blue something.
Blue
Inn?
Water.
Blue water?
Blue Water Inn.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Blue Water Inn was the only building which was not accosted by anybody
Of
Um,
course.
and as
Who-
you arrive, you can see there is an entire kindness of ravens all gathered up on the rafters, and they're looking down suspiciously at everybody.
Uh,
He
The Raven
That's
Queen.
strange.
Ooh.
Sorry, what was that?
cause Ilena doesn't trust people. I'm gonna actually sleep at the Burgomaster place.
The
Huh? The
The
cart
manor?
house. Yeah, the manor, exactly.
Sure. I think Ismark will also go to the manor, because he needs to make sure, since that's the station of government at present, he needs to be there. So, yeah, he will be spending all night reading over documents and whatnot, and eventually he will fall asleep at a desk over these papers.
Okay.
Is anybody else going into the Blue Water Inn?
I would, but I would go to Ireena and ask her to sneakily come to the church with me during night.
Well, you're still in the church, so this fits.
we never left the church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
We didn't cover what you guys did for the rest of the day. I
Ah.
assumed you were safely within.
I would have at least already told her what happened when they weren't there. Like with Annabelle, with Isaac.
Yeah.
How I died
She-
again.
Yeah. She in turn will confide in you that her mother died giving birth to her, and her father never forgave her for that, and he took it out mainly on Ismark, because Ismark was always getting in the way of getting to her. She will also confess to you at this point that this isn't the body she was born with.
Mm.
She was born into, she says, the body of a boy, and it never fit me.
Hmm.
But I'm sure you have a long and intensely emotional conversation sharing your relative traumas. But
Yeah.
Ireena will explain that her father never cared what she believed she was, and Ismark did. And so he took his anger out on Ismark for all of that. And she got sick of it after a while. So at around 8, she went to Bildrath and she purchased some very powerful poisons off of him. And so when her father got very drunk one night, she slipped a bunch of poisons
You see
into
that?
his
See that?
wine.
The cat came out for a very short time.
And yeah, he died. And she never told Ismark. Ismark just assumes that he died in his sleep, being drunk. Yeah, you can take a short rest, Volk. She made sure to stick a stake through his heart as well, so he could never come back.
Hmm. Well, I would confide in her as well with the shitty parents I had. They got locked up. Usually beaten when I was sneaked outside. That I kind of wish I would have killed my parents, but didn't, and then just ran away. And one very important thing that I would tell her is that I actually tried to go to the different churches and the different gods, but that they never returned my prayers. That the priests usually just looked at me as if I was like some kind of, well, monster, demon, devil, all the kinds, and usually kicked me out.
She understands. She will confide in you that the people of Barovia treated her much the same, and she never had any friends because they also didn't particularly care that she was a woman, despite all appearances.
I would tell her that somehow the Morning Lord was the first one to actually answer a prayer. So maybe she's right in believing in this one god.
She smiles and she says, well, the Morning Lord is the god of rebirth of light and of the new dawn. So it is fitting that in your new life, he has heard you.
I give her a slight smile. Like, I think it's quite fitting for you as well, isn't it?
I suppose I never really thought about it that way.
Rory has been inside the church for a surprisingly long time, though.
Yeah. It is still burny and tingly and uncomfortable in the way that tieflings are, but it is getting less so as you acclimate to it.
Some point in the conversation, little calico cat comes over, just sits like triangle-wise, like equal distance from both of them, and just lies down.
Yeah. Ireena will pet you if you will allow it.
Yep. They always allow petting.
Petting is always okay.
So, what did you want to do in the church tonight? Was it just this conversation?
Having
or
the
was it
conversation
something else?
about the Morning Lord, basically. And actually stay there for a bit.
Yeah.
Is that cat? That is cat.
Okay.
Have heard the conversation
Well,
about
I
the
imagine
things.
that-
And actually stay there for some while, because it feels different.
Yeah. I imagine you probably spend the night there, your long rest together.
Yeah.
It's safe, and it's not so bad once you get comfortable.
Woo. I'm back to my proper 33 health.
So, with that, you all finish a long rest. Rory, you have until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. before you need to absorb some more chi. And I think we're ready for a break.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep, we are.
And I will let Volk
I'll be back.
cuddle with me and
Gonna go get some food.
once again say that she's sorry, that she was dumb, that she should have listened to her, and that she is her only true family. And then
They.
look at Ireena with a little smirk, and then at least for now.
There's always. And she gestures at the altar. But yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
You've only known each other a week.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe in time.
Yes. You spend a long rest.
Lovely.
And now I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Have fun.
I will try. And
Volk and Rory will need to have a conversation.
Yes, they do. They'll have it eventually. We'll see. We'll get there eventually. It might take a while, but we'll get there.
And Cat came out again, and now she's underneath the drawer instead.
Oh,
Which is okay.
cat!
Cat.
It's
Love
a
cats.
poor shelter cat. She got taken away from her family because that family was treating her awfully. So it's understandable that she's afraid of people.
How long have you had the cat?
Since Thursday.
Ah,
So she's been here for 2 days. That's it.
that's exciting. It's always nice to
But
have
she
a
sometimes comes up to us.
friend.
It's like, oh, what they doing? And then gets scared and goes back under the thing again.
Aww. Aw, this is cute. There's a little post on Fabled Lands. Activities that make me happy are not a waste of time.
They really aren't.
I love that. It's over. It's finally over.
Yep, it's finally over.
Now we can.
That was one hell of an arc, if I should say so.
Yeah. Now we can finally just breathe for a minute. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to the chance to breathe for a minute after this.
Yeah, we still do need to decide what to do next, but we'll see. If we can do both the Ember Temple and Genwald Halls, or how is it pronounced? In one go, it's gonna be good. So like in one round.
In one session.
No, more in one, like without being like go to one place, go back because it's in the like on the other part of the map.
Oh yeah, go there and
Go
then go to the
there,
next place
yeah.
without going
Go
anywhere else
there,
at the meantime.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go there, do that, and then go go on.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because I don't want to like go there, do that thing, then go back to the lucky,
Yeah.
and then go back again.
Agree. Looking forward to doing some more exploration and maybe getting a map. Maps are
Yeah.
exciting.
Maps
I'm trying
are
very
always
hard
exciting.
not to remember things from the last time I played through this.
Oh, it's not your first playthrough of COS?
No, the best part is it's not even my first playthrough with Spencer as the DM.
Oh.
But last time we played Curse of Strahd, the party wasn't really. I'll just say it wasn't really the best party.
Okay.
The funny thing is a lot of similar story beats caused by players have happened.
Like what?
Last time we had a tiefling who fell in love with Ireena and was siblings with Ezek and told Ezek to burn down the mayor's house. And
Wow.
who had a familial connection with my character.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of parallels, which is oh so much fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, it's a lot of interesting parallels that have made this a very interesting situation for me. But there are some key differences in that Mia is a much more wholesome person than the person who played the tiefling in the other campaign. And Rory is a much better person than that other tiefling, which is an interesting thing given all of Rory's apparent moral failings.
Yeah.
And yet, still a better person. I genuinely can't remember the name of the other tiefling, so there's
There's that.
probably a good thing. It was a experience and a half, that's for sure. But this is so much more fun. I'm enjoying this a lot more, and like I'm not having nearly as much trouble with it. I have sometimes when I'm are like playing games like this, like my brain decides that it doesn't want to experience what's happening. Um, but I don't think it's happening this time, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah. It's very frustrating wanting to do something, but then your brain says, no, we're not doing that.
Not today.
Not today. Uneasy experience.
I returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Spencer.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry if that felt a bit rushed.
No,
It
it's fine.
I
didn't.
didn't remember how to do all the adjudication for the crowd mob stuff. But yeah, I was planning on doing that last week's session, but the RPing went on longer than expected, so it was this session
Yep.
instead.
Yeah, but it was good. Everything was good. That was one hell of an arc.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is
And-
like the halfway point. So it's good to conclude some stuff.
Yeah.
Phew.
Music has stopped. We ran out of the cue.
Yep. But I'm happy that my bot is still online without
Yes,
me
it has not
pinging it.
died. It has not died yet.
My creation.
It's alive. It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive, but at what cost?
I watched Mary Shelley's Frankenstein the other day, which is the early '90s Frankenstein by what's his name? The Shakespeare guy that has adapted like every Shakespeare thing. I'm gonna Google it because I can't remember. It was Gilderoy Lockhart. Do you remember the actor that played Gilderoy Lockhart?
Gilderoy Lockhart.
I can't remember his name for some reason.
Gilderoy. I know a fun
Kenneth
song.
Branagh. That's who it is. Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh.
It was a really weird version of Frankenstein because Robert De Niro was Frankenstein's monster, which was bizarre, but worked pretty well. It was a very, very sad movie.
I guess memes. This would fit in memes. It's a song about Gilderoy.
Yeah. Harry
Stark.
Potter senior year.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello,
Welcome
welcome back.
Slightly late. I had to take care of some
Welcome
things.
back.
Block off
I'm
the
also
thing
back.
again.
Welcome back. Everybody's back.
Everybody is back.
All right. So, I was going to say Diana for Diana's long rest. When you got back to the inn, Erwin and Danica were very nervous. The boys were nowhere to be seen. But when you got to the door, you found it was unlocked. and when you came in, you saw that Erwin was sitting behind the bar on a stool, looking very pensive. And when he came in, he said, "Oh, thank goodness, it is just you. Come in, come in. You're welcome."
You nervous about all the riots?
Sorry?
Are you nervous about all the riots?
Very nervous. We haven't had anything like this in Vallaki in my lifetime, anyway.
I am glad to say we should have it all sorted out now.
This is a relief. I've had my kindness keeping guard.
Your what, sorry?
My kindness keeping guard.
Is that what you call the ravens?
Yes, a group of ravens is called a kindness.
It's
Sorry if you
adorable.
can hear me chewing.
Alright.
I always thought they were called a murder of ravens. I was at a murder of crows.
Crows. Close. Different species. Ravens are a lot more kind-hearted. Anyway, everything is over now. I assume you helped save the city?
Yes, you now have a new leader.
Oh, it's not the bear.
Great.
Oh, Ismark. It's a good
Ismark.
egg. And Danica will call from the other room. She says, "I always knew he would make something of himself."
Ireena nods. I think he will be a good leader.
I sure hope so. We need one after the last century. Now that things have died down here, I could use your help now that we know we can trust you. Before you go to bed, it doesn't have to happen anytime soon, but I mean, sooner is better than later. My family operates the Wizard of Wine's winery. It is out west of here. It is the lifeblood of Barovia. It gives us hope and helps us stand against the darkness, but we are running out. We have not received a shipment in over a month, and I don't know why. I would go myself, but I don't get on well with my father. And also, from what I hear, we are currently besieged by the forces of darkness anyway. So, it would not be
Yes.
safe for me to go.
Well, I will put that on the list. Quite a few things that we have promised we would do and we need to do. But I will see that it's done.
Well, if you would only check. My father, the old crow, he's a hard one. He's unlikely to be taken over by the forces of darkness anytime soon, but it is concerning to hear nothing from them. At least my brothers I usually hear from.
Yeah. You wouldn't
On the way,
know.
watch out for...
Oh,
Sorry.
watch out for what?
Blights. Blights. There are a
Blights.
number of blights on the way, and you will also probably have to pass by Berez. Berez is home to a particularly unpleasant fey creature. The mother of those hags over in Old Bone Grinder.
Well, that is one of the things on the list. Those
Well,
hags.
if you have to deal with her, good luck.
You wouldn't know, or you wouldn't be willing to buy potions, would you? We would. We have some potions we'd like to sell. Do you think the
Certainly.
apothecary would still take them, or do you want to
Certainly.
buy them?
Well, what do you have? We don't have a lot of gold, but we can buy
I think
what we can. What is useful.
I think Volk has them right, but I have a list of what they are. We have. I'll just read off the list because there's a lot there.
To save us that trouble, I will say that they will buy the uncommon or the rare and less ones. So the very rare ones you're gonna have to
Okay.
keep.
Okay.
But the rare and uncommon ones they will buy.
Even the poison?
I think Rory wanted to keep the poison.
Okay, if Rory wants to keep the poison. Is
I
there
mean,
any...
I wanted it for Izek, but I can put it back in the party loot. In theory, she sneakily took it out of the party loot.
Okay.
Okay. Is there, are there any of these that we would very much want to keep? Because I feel like what's going to happen is we're just going to save them and never actually end up using them.
Is the problem with potions.
Yeah, I would rather sell them for gold, maybe get Diana some new weapons, and buy some other supplies. We could maybe buy some potions of healing, which would definitely be a lot more useful.
Sure.
What does
So-
everyone
Let me see the
think?
list of. Where
Yeah,
is the
are there-
list?
It's in the loots section in the player's journal.
Loot.
So, as you list off these potions, he says those are some powerful items. Like I said, we don't have a lot of gold. Only about 1,000. We need to keep some behind to take care of ourselves. We could offer you an exchange. We have certain precious items.
Do you happen
And-
to have any silver?
He thinks for a minute and he says, yes, actually we do. It's an old artifact of the Dusk Elves. And then he will describe to you a silver urn, which was crafted by the elves. It depicts the birth of the Raven Queen, where you have the Dark Seldarine on one side, headed up by Lolth, and the Good Seldarine on the other side, headed up by Myliki and Oral, I think, is the
Fahrun?
Seldarine patron. And the Raven Queen is in the middle. And he will show you this urn. This urn is worth like several thousand. But the center of this piece is the Raven Queen ascending into deific status to mediate between the two branches of the Seldarine. But what is interesting, and something that is not in the story that you're familiar with, is depicted on this urn is a traitor. So the Raven Queen is blocked by a number of attendants. In the version of the story you've heard, the Raven Queen is denied deific status by both sides of the Seldarine, which choose to destroy her instead, and then she is cast into the Shadowfell and becomes the Keeper of Memories. In this version, she is depicted being backstabbed by one of her followers.
Okay.
So there's this urn depicting this creation myth of the birth of the Raven Queen, worth several thousand. It is made of very fine silver. So he will exchange for whatever potions you want to give him, 1,000 gold, and this urn, which you can trade to Casimir.
Okay,
Or Rogan the Smith.
yeah, which potions would we want to keep? Because I'm fine with just getting rid of all of them. If you guys are.
Yeah, we can get rid of all of them. For my part, at least.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay.
The
that
potion of Hill Giant Strength might be helpful.
Yeah, just keep back whichever ones you
I think
want.
I'm gonna keep.
Whichever ones you don't want to use.
I think I want to keep the potion of flying and the potion of Hill
Oh yeah,
Giant
we're
Strength.
we're keeping the flying because Spence said he'd only take rare and below.
Yeah.
So flying and one uncommon. So yeah, that sounds good.
That potion of Hill Giant Strength would have helped get that sarcophagus open.
It would have.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So he gives me the urn and 1,000 gold, you said? Was
You
it?
can add 1,000
Yeah.
gold to the party loot, as well as this urn, which is worth cumulatively maybe 3,000 altogether. So he did undercut the value of all that he gave you, but this is basically all that he has at present.
Okay.
He will, in turn, he will tell you, you don't know everything about us yet, but you will have the debt of our organization, and we are everywhere. We are a force for good, and we will see you as friends from now on.
That is slightly ominous, but definitely nice to hear.
We are kind-hearted.
I believe you. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just writing this in the loot.
It's all good.
Okay, with my like 4 hours that I don't need to spend sleeping because I trance, can I lay Red's armor out on the bed and like I wanna speak to it. I wanna
Yeah.
ask it like
You certainly can.
so I laid it on the bed. Redmond always used to. He said that there was something in his armor. Are you still there?
You get no audible response. You do recall that this was an animated suit of armor at one point, but it was so thoroughly broken during the fight you had with it that it could no longer keep itself upright.
I will try putting the helmet on.
Right? You don't get any particular response that way. It's kind of hollow in here. It's pretty cold. If you want to communicate with it, it would stand to reason. If this is a magical item, you would have to attune to it.
Okay, Dino is aware of the fact that Redmond got a kind of unhealthy attachment to this armor upon attuning with it and didn't want to take it off. And she wouldn't. She'll just say if I attune to you, you're gonna have to let me take you off. I don't want to end up like Redmond. And she will. Do I need to put the whole set of armor on to attune to it?
Yeah, you have to put the armor on and spend
Yeah.
a short rest focusing on it, and then you will be attuned.
Yep, she will. Yeah, she'll do that. She'll put all the armor on.
Okay. So at this point, once you are attuned to it, it is plate. It is mithril armor, so you don't get any disadvantage from it on dexterity checks. Unfortunately, the curse applies to you. So
Right.
you are smoking, your eyes glow red, and you now are convinced that this armor is a second skin and you can't remove it because it is very important that you wear it. But at this point, you can now communicate with the armor. And the armor is very confused and very concerned, and it's going like, where is my skeleton? Where is my skeleton?
I'm so empty inside.
A weird way of putting it.
Redmond is gone. I wanted to communicate with you because obviously, being his armor, I don't know, you are physically close.
It communicates sadness, but that it communicates a cautious joy that it can be worn again, and it is happy that you are its new skeleton. So the way the curse works, you're aware that it is a curse. You're aware maybe that you would even maybe want to take it off, but you cannot. You are compelled to keep it
Okay.
on.
I need to find. Do I know if the feast is high enough level to cast Remove Curse?
You don't know what sort of magic Fahrun has access to.
Great. Why did I do this?
Curiosity?
Curiosity?
Yep.
Yeah. So the armor communicates with emotions, and the impression that it gives you is a brief sadness and then tentative optimism about the future.
Why do I have an emotional attachment to this armor? I feel like if I took it off now, I'd just be like, ugh.
I will say that as you move in it, it does feel like a second skin, and you start to get a sense of why Redmond liked this armor so much. It feels like you could probably dance and run and jump in this.
I'm just not a fan of the glowing red eyes.
True.
Okay, I feel like I'm taking up a bit too much time here, but could I find Father Lucius?
Yeah.
To you?
So he would be. You took him with you to the church, so he would
Yeah.
probably be in the orphanage being looked after by Sister Claudia. I will say in the morning, as you leave your room, um, you run into a half elf who is in the hallway, and he has his thick Coke bottle glasses down on the tip of his nose, and he squints at you and he says, "You aren't the one. You aren't the one who's wearing." That's not his voice at all. You aren't the one who was wearing that armor earlier.
I'm not. It was my friend and my best friend. He's now gone.
My condolences. It's a nasty curse you've picked up.
It is. I wanted to communicate with this armor, and now I can't take it off.
Hmm. I could perhaps do something for you for this.
I
But
doubt we
first, I
have.
have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of were-ravens?
I've heard of werewolves, not were-ravens.
Hmm. Interesting. All right.
Oh wait, have we heard of were-ravens? Or were-rats, was it?
Volk did. Volk
Oh,
has heard
right.
of were-ravens.
Okay,
If you would like to make a nature check, you can see what you know.
alright. Because I thought it sounded familiar in the campaign. 15.
Yeah, so you would know about this because of your religious education. Where ravens are the avatars of the Raven Queen. Um, they are were creatures who are blessed with the Raven Queen's gift to become ravens. They are, as you understand it, kind and good-natured.
On second thought, I have heard of were-ravens, I believe. I remember them being kind. Um, what does that have to do? Does this have any relevance?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, this land is ruled over by a particularly nasty tyrant of the undead variety. I have heard on good authority that there are were-ravens about who resist him, and I, for reasons of my own, would like to get into contact with them, if at all possible. But they tend to be very secretive.
And what your offer is that you will remove the armor if I can get you in contact with a were-raven?
If you know anything about these were-ravens, if you encounter any, if you would bring them to me, I would be very grateful.
I
Seems
know
sus.
I know the owner of the inn has some ties to ravens.
I know this as well. This is why I'm here. But I have found them uncommunicative, if polite.
I've just created a big old problem for myself, haven't I? With this armor and everything.
You certainly don't need me to remove this curse from you. You could continue wearing that armor and scaring every witch person you run across.
I know. I will see if I can talk. I will see if I can talk to the owner about whether they could get you in contact with anything. I believe they trust me enough.
Very well. I'll be here to help you if you need it. Light guide.
Okay. And you. Okay, good. I feel like I'm taking up too much time, so could we just fast track a bit and say
Jump to
if
somebody else.
yeah, we can move on to someone else first and then come back to this.
So it looks like Volk and Rory have been having very good conversations in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet and wholesome things. Is there anything anyone else would like to do at this point?
No. Not from me at least.
Okay. In that case, we can fast forward a little bit. Ismark has brought the Baron's manor in order, and he indeed has a map of all of Barovia, which I can now show you.
Hey, finally.
Yeah. Since we're having a long rest, I'm preparing my spells for the next little while.
Oh yeah, same actually.
Yeah.
So I will.
I don't do this as often as I should.
reveal-
Ooh, look at
So-
that map. Fancy.
So there's the village of Barovia there on the right, which you know of.
Yeah.
And we got Sarahpool encampment you also know of. And then we have the Sarah Falls, which you also saw. We have Old Bone Grinder, which you know of.
Oh my goodness, this is
Vallaki,
so cool.
obviously.
You're revealing things. That's so neat. Oh man.
Well, I didn't mean to
Oh,
reveal
God.
that, but that red line is the path that runs through Barovia, so that actually is good to see.
Oh.
Down at the south is Mount Gakis. The Amber Temple is somewhere on the peak of Mount Gakis, you're aware of.
Okay.
The Wizard of Wines is that W. Here's Kresk. I should have done this ahead of time. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Everything's on the
Don't
GM
worry.
display.
Wizard
So
of
you know what?
Wines. Nagakis.
This is an annotated map, so I'll just put all of this stuff. All map layer. There we go.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah,
that's called stuff.
a lot of stuff.
And also 2 horses.
No.
That
And
have a
also whatever's over here.
Oh, the people in
See,
the lake
ours is-
are those.
And
You see
also
nothing?
whatever's right here.
You see
There's something
nothing?
in the lake.
I mean, those were the now dead fairman or fisherman.
You see nothing?
Can we have like a marker token that allows us to mark places
I
we want to go?
had one. You can draw on the map.
Oh yeah, we can draw on the map. I forgot about that. Okay, so we
I had
need
a
to
party token,
go.
but it seems to have disappeared.
No,
It's on
the party
Vallaki.
token is an and
Oh,
it's on
it is.
Vallaki.
There we go. The D&D
Okay, so we need
ampersand.
to go to the Wizard of Wines.
Yep.
We need to go to Amber Temple on Mount Gakis. Where else do we need to go?
The castle.
The cat
Also
Uh,
Castle?
Ravenloft.
Castle
not
Ravenloft. Well, that's end game.
No, not Ravenloft. Eigenvosthold.
Yeah,
Argynvostholt.
Argynvostholt is here, the queue.
Okay.
Berez is
So-
down here.
What's in Berez?
That's
Do
the
we know what's in Berez? The what?
That's the swamp. That's one of the fortunes mentioned, a flooded town.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Broken down this way. And then the Shrine of the White Sun. I believe I mentioned it in passing, but the Abbey of Saint Markovia over this way would be the only thing that you could think of that would be referred to as the White Sun. The White Sun was the symbol of Saint Markovia, who is the saint who brought the worship of the Morning Lord to this valley in the first place. So over in
Okay.
Crest would be where that would be.
Okay, so
I would say our current path seems to be go down here, get to whatever's down here, possibly.
because depends, or I think, or we do like this, so this, and go Eigenvosthold, the flooded
Yeah.
town, and the temple.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And then when we get back, we do those two.
Yeah.
Or
So we go to
come
Mount-
back from the
We
mountain.
go to the Amber Temple, and then we cross over by XT Salenka
exactly.
Pass. We probably don't want to cross through the Stalked Woods because bad things happen when you leave the road.
Oh, well, we use the of course it's the road. I just drew the
So we go
the main
along
route.
the road,
so
pop by
pretty
the Wizard of Wines, go back up the road, pop over to Kresk.
Exactly, and then we return to Valak. So I'd say yeah, we do Eigenvosthold, Flooded Town, Amber Temple, Wizard of Wines, Kresk, and then Valak.
There's no road going from you to Mount Gakis, so are we gonna follow the
So we have
river or something?
Go down the river or cross through the wilderness if you wanted to take a shortcut there.
Like
Yeah.
we could like go to Eigenvosthold, right? And then this is not a really long path, to be honest. So
Yeah.
we could cross that this
It's
by
2.5 miles.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd say we cross this here through the wilderness because it's
Well,
not even forest.
there's a road right there.
Oh, that's a road.
Well, I mean, the dotted
yeah.
line is
Oh
a
yeah,
path.
right.
So we
So-
go from N to P, then down this road, across the wilderness, back across the wilderness, down to U. We follow
Then
the river
Follow the river
over
up
to
the-
Salenka Pass.
Then
We go down the
trail
road
up.
to Mount Gakis,
then
whatever
we get
the Emperor Temple. Then we go
Yeah.
back up to Salenka Pass. We travel all the way across Salenka Pass, all the way up to R.
yeah. Then we
Either
get
we go to
here.
Kresk or we go to the Wizard of Wines,
I'd
and
say
then we
it's-
head back to Vallaki.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
Oh
this-
man, we're planning our trip.
Reminder.
This is fun.
only the
Yes.
roads are somewhat safe. Everything else is covered in
Yeah.
thick mist. And last time we cut across like over here, we were attacked by
Yep.
zombies and the like. So I think it is smarter to travel longer, but on the road, opposed
So
to
you-
travel a short time off the road.
So you say do like this, then back, then up here to here.
I mean, we can take like this shortcut because this whole road would be a bit eh.
Yeah, it's too
But
long.
at least
Yeah,
not go from
I feel
you
like
down
this.
to here.
I feel like this one is worth it though.
Yeah, that shortcut is
one is
good,
worth
but
Yeah,
if you
but
go
you said
going-
like we could do that, to be honest,
but
then get
but
back to
this,
Vallaki.
This might be a bit too dangerous because it's quite long.
Yeah, I'd say we can get Eigenvosthold and the flooded town, then do go back to Valaki if we need to like resupply. Maybe I don't know if you wanna take Ismark and Ireena
I
up,
mean,
like with us.
I'm pretty sure this Ismark will
We
stay
can't
in the
take
town.
Ismark.
We can take Ismark,
Ismark's
yeah.
stuck in the town
And I'm
now.
relatively sure that Ireena will come with us, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, she wants
Yeah.
to go to
So-
the Ember Temple anyway.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then
So we go.
I will say for travel, each hex is going to be a little over an hour. You can cover about 12, or a little under an hour. You can cover about 12 in a day's worth of travel.
Go down
for
here
three,
there,
that's 7.
and back.
7, that's 10. So we can get to Agenvoshold in one day if we take this shortcut.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then we
And then the next day we go to the
flooded city.
the flooded city, and then I guess we head back up to Argynvostold.
Yeah, or
and
to
then-
here, and then we do all the road up to Mount
Yeah.
Agakis. Because this will be
We
like
go
what,
back up
3, 2.
there. We spend the night. We travel up here.
We can get to R in one day from here.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2.
I think R and P just seem to be crossroads. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are
civilization there.
crossroads. So pretty much it's 2 days
So good.
to
Up here.
Agenvoshold and back. That's 1 day. Then this is 1 day pretty much. This is also pretty much 1 day.
Sounds all somewhat doable.
I will add a legend at some point, so you
This-
can actually see what these codes mean.
Yeah, maybe just
15,
make like a handout or something for that.
17.
I think that would be easiest.
That could work
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
This will probably be around 3 to 4 days.
Well, I guess we will have to potentially stay outside for some days then.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'll be some nights where we're outdoors, which isn't going to be fun. But
Well,
I-
it
We'll
was to be
figure it out.
expected.
I don't think we should keep Casimir waiting too long because he's already been waiting a while. It was a while ago. We said we'd take him to the Amber Temple.
Right.
Oh, good.
I don't think going QU and then the Amber Temple would be that bad, really.
no, I like that idea. Like, I mean, it's if
Then we
we can
don't-
get some boats in the swamp village, we can just sail down the river.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
you,
Volk
right? Is
speaking.
that you?
Like,
The Swamp Village?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
flooded town.
this is
one,
Volk
yeah.
speaking. Like, you can see there's a river marked there. Like, that's a path. We could probably go down
Yeah.
that.
So then in that
Puts
way,
a
in
paw
that
on the map.
we can take Casimir from Q. We can take Casimir the whole way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can take Casimir the whole way
That sounds good to me.
up to the Amber Temple. Then we get back probably to Valaki, because like if we get back to here, oh no, because we're gonna be following the Tsalanka pass. So it's probably
what's here? There seems to be something marked on the map.
like a mine or a
X
cave or
marks the
something.
spot.
Exactly.
X
Yeah, it's,
is. Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, X is the approximate location of the Amber Temple.
All right.
Oh, okay then.
Do we know what T is? Is
T
it just noting the lake?
Solanka Pass?
or is there a settlement?
Solanka Pass.
Okay.
Okay, so there's
so
no
that's-
particular
yeah.
settlement there.
So yeah, I'd
You
say
can
these are
see- based on the
mountains.
elevation, you can see, yeah, based
These
on
are
the elevation of
mountains.
the map, that is several thousand feet up.
Right.
actually
Or maybe,
okay.
Kitty.
This actually
Wow.
this means that actually doing this, pretty much this, and maybe going down river is better because we're gonna be like in a valley,
Yeah.
less visible in theory. Like not from the mountains, but overall less visible.
I agree.
But on the other hand, mist normally gathers in valleys.
Possibly because it's a river that might keep us on track a bit better. And if we have boats, then we'll be
I'd say-
fast.
I'd say it like this: if we can find boats in the swamp town, we'll go down river. If not, we'll go path.
And if depending on how much of my memory is returned by then, I could probably make us move faster in the water.
Yeah.
By shapeshifting into an animal that can pull
Mhm.
the boats.
Yeah.
It'll only last a couple hours, but it'll
But still,
it'll
it's a
tire
speed
me
up.
out. But
Yeah.
it's a speed up.
So yeah, we have the track for the next couple of days planned.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I like
found
this.
it. Found
I'm
the map.
going to
I'm dropping it into
make-
the player's journal.
an extra large path to show where we're going. Ba-doop, ba-doop, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo.
Yeah, that's
And then-
kind of the first part. Then we will decide
and
where to
then-
go from there, I'd say.
Possibly, I'm going to mark this in orange to show that we're not entirely sure that it's going to happen. Follow the Yellowbrick Road.
Like I'll put a question mark here, just so that we remember that it's still there's like something to do there.
I think you can add text. So I'm going to add some text. If
If boat or
there is boat. Make that orange. Oops, that didn't work.
yes.
Make it orange. Does not show up.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me try and do it. Okay.
No need to feel guilty about taking too long with anything. By the way, since we're taking so long with this, so sorry, Astoria, if I made you feel rushed at all.
Oh, no, don't worry. That was just me making
So-
myself feel rushed, because I was conscious about everyone
There.
else getting bored.
It's all good. I also have that feeling.
How does one make the text stand out? White? Aha! Now it's readable.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, that's a plan. That was fun.
Need a plan. Ismark will also express to you that he actually no, they haven't gone up into Victor's study just yet. But you may recall that there was a portent about that room from what's her name? Arabelle.
What, sorry?
There was a portent about the mirror, which Rory saw upstairs.
I guess we'd better go explore.
The kitty came to me and I was petting her. She wanted to get pet.
Is this cat?
Cat.
The new cat wants attention.
She came to me and she got petted. And she's... I mean, she's trembling, but she...
That's
Aw.
amazing.
I'm so happy.
That is absolutely amazing.
She was very scared by it.
Baby.
Okay. So, again, anything else you guys would like to do specifically in the town?
Who was it that had the... Oh, sorry, go on. Go first.
No,
Vicky.
I was just gonna say that nothing from my part. So
Oh, okay. Who was it that had the kindness? Was it Donovich? The kindness of crows, of ravens?
Erwin mentioned it to you, the provider of the inn.
Owen, okay, sorry, yeah. I'll go to Owen and he sees me in the armor.
Yeah,
I'll
he says,
say
"Oh, ooh, that's a spooky look for you."
I have made a very poor decision. Um,
I
and
can see that.
I have been offered a fix if I'm capable of getting, I believe, another one of your patrons in touch with some were-ravens. You wouldn't happen to
His,
know about any, would you?
his face darkens and he says, "I have heard of such creatures, yes. Would this happen to be that flamboyant elf, half-elf bard?"
It is. Obviously, you would do me a great service if you could. I'm sorry I've already asked too much of you there.
I don't trust him. But I do trust you. I'm sure you can put the pieces together. My friends upstairs are were-ravens.
I thought so.
We resist Strahd, and we carry messages back and forth between different realms. We cannot bring large items and we cannot bring people.
Okay.
I would caution you, do not trust this man. There's a look of a crazed murderer in his eyes.
Would
I
you
would
be
watch
willing
myself around him.
if I would you be willing to disclose the fact that you are a were-raven too?
I said nothing about me. You can
Oh, I
tell
thought
him
you
that we are here. You can tell him that if he has any messages to pass along, he can bring them to me, and I will deal with it.
Okay. Thank you for this. I hope that he finds that sufficient enough for removing the curse. And I will go and find the elven man or the half elf.
I feel him, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
You can find him. He's back in his room at this point. Here, I'll finish editing this. So you now have a map with a map key in the player's journal.
Oh, nice.
So he is sitting at his desk, and he's looking over a book as you enter. And he looks up at you and he says, "Back so soon."
I have got the information you want, and I would like you to remove the curse first before I give it to you.
Settles back in his chair and he says, "A shrewd bargainer, aren't you? I'm sure that served you well when you were in the Underdark."
It did.
He smiles and then he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a symbol. This symbol is a shield. There we go. It is a shield with a thistle sitting across a sword. And he whispers some words in Celestial, which you speak Celestial?
I do.
Yeah, so it's basically he says, "Oh Lord Ezra, Lord of the Mists, grant this kind soul reprieve from the curse that affects her." And with that, you feel a rush of warm energy, and the armor suddenly is no longer communicating with you. And it is loosely hanging off of your body, and it is suddenly very heavy. You
Okay.
have been unattuned.
Guys,
Great.
I am quite feeling quite sick and everything, so I think I'll step off for today,
Oh,
Okay.
and
there.
I'll probably catch you, well, next week, these days.
Thanks for
Okay.
being
Yeah.
here,
Well.
Abby. Thanks for
Okay.
the bot. Rest well.
No worries.
Yeah.
See you.
First of all,
Yeah, I hope you get better. Okay. She will take the armor off and just say, I just to the armor. I'm sorry, I can't really wear you that well. Um, I'll make sure that you are safe though.
Does not respond to you.
I didn't. Yeah, I feel kind of bad now, but
The old man is watching you intently and sees you apologize. And then he says, "You know, it is a construct, right? It has no life of its own. It's an illusion."
well, I I think it might be more than that. I think it might have had some form of spirit trapped inside of it. I'm not sure though.
Well, you may believe what you wish. Thank you for the information.
Oh, I didn't actually tell him it yet. Did he read my mind?
No, I forgot that you haven't shared it yet. But he will
Um,
say apprehensively, "Thank you for the information."
yes, the tavern owner and the crows outside, or in the rafters, they are were ravens. Oh, I said crows. The ravens in the rafters are were ravens. I I don't know what. Actually, Ezra, do I know that name?
Ezra?
Ezra
It is a
Lothryn.
name that you do not recognize. It is a name that is unique
Okay.
to the domains of dread.
Uh, well, that looks like a
If
friendly,
you,
holy symbol.
yeah, you want to ask about it?
Um, sure, yeah. Um, yeah, may I ask about your god, Ezra? I understood
My,
what you were
my
saying there.
God. You must have been the one that read the locket then. Yes, this is an icon of Ezra, though he is not my god so much as he is simply a force of nature. We can channel his spirit, those of us who belong to the mists, those who walk where angels fear to tread.
What does that mean? Walk the mists?
I was born in the mists. Not
In the
here,
mist.
a different realm. But I was born here, amongst the domains of dread, and I have traveled from realm to realm for many years.
So you're able to leave?
I am, yes. These
Why do you
dark
why do you need
lords have no power over me.
why do you need the were ravens then?
Allies. He thinks for a minute. He looks you up and down. And then he says, I have been at this game for a long time, traveling from place to place, killing monsters. This is my swan song. I am getting old and tired, and this Strahd von Zarevich is the father of vampires. He is the progenitor of their dark race. He is perhaps the first and the oldest of the Dark Lords. This will be my magnum opus, and I cannot do it alone.
It's ego.
When the time comes, me and my allies would be willing to assist you in destroying the Dark Lord. We are gathering allies as we speak.
Good, then I am glad we're on the same page.
Mhm.
I have work of my own to get to. But since we are now approaching a new level of trust, might I ask what you know? What have you learned so far about the Dark Lord and fighting him?
I'm sad to say I don't know much. The most we have come across are some cultists of Asebus.
Eusebius. He spits. They are known to me. This cult worships a long-dead god of secrets.
Hmm.
They are in every realm, seeking to topple the Dark Lords there for some unknown purpose.
When we saw the Eye of Asebus turn into the Eye of Vecna, was Diana aware that was Vecna? I think
Uh,
she
yes,
was.
I think Ileena described it to Diana, and then Diana's the one who
Yeah.
put it together.
There was also a symbol of the of Vecna
But she couldn't because of the plank, and then she was
hidden behind the
This,
Eye of Asebus.
this name is not known to me,
Uh,
but I'm sure if you're afraid of it, it is a very powerful entity indeed. I know of Eusebius only as the god of secrets, which has infiltrated every realm and seeks to usurp the Dark Lords there for some, again, unknown reason. His followers are everywhere. They're secretive. They can summon shadows from the Shadowfell outside.
yeah, that sounds like the ones we faced.
They're always corrupting and destroying. Perhaps, as with many things of these domains of dread, perhaps they originate here. This is the oldest realm. If they are here, perhaps they began here.
The cult of
And
Asebus?
this, yes, and perhaps this Vecna began here as well, or at least was involved in its creation.
Well, if we find anything else detailing how we could kill Strahd, we will let you know.
I will
What's your
share
what?
something I have learned as well in turn.
Oh!
Strahd is no simple vampire. He is ancient. He is the land. What this means is a subject of debate amongst those who have visited this place, but all can agree he is stronger than any mere mortal or any mere undead. He is tied to the land and to him, and it grants him powers and abilities far beyond what anyone could reasonably expect. There are corruptions in this land which he has made, which serve as vestiges or horcruxes, one might say. I know of 3. There is a corruption to the west, a tree which he befouled and turned to dark ends, which grants him increased vitality and magic abilities. There is something to the northwest, in the Abbey of St. Markovia, some corruption there which has caused him to gain abilities and powers. The third is somewhere within the castle itself, some artifact he has created to give him increased longevity. If you hope to defeat him, destroying these 3 artifacts or breaking his tie to these 3 locations will be essential. In addition to any other artifacts or strength you can gather on your own.
Us will always be on the lookout.
Very well.
What is your name, by the way?
Rictavio. Traveling elf bard, half-elf bard, and carnival man. He smiles.
Vic, was it Vic or Vic?
Rictavio.
Okay,
You
thank you.
can make an insight check, please.
Rictavio van Richten. I'm gonna say that he's a vampire hunter. Van Richten.
23.
Yeah, he's lying about his name.
Oh.
Something about that smile.
Well, I sense that's not your true name, but I
Many of us
am.
lie about our names when abroad. Keeps us safe.
Yes, I'm not one to judge about that. I am Diana.
A pleasure to meet you, Diana. Of the Drow.
Well, not really, but I don't think the average Drow would be where I am now doing what I'm doing.
I am sure you are correct. I can say with confidence that no one has quite gone the places I have gone, except perhaps one. So I am in a similar boat.
Okay. I think it's time that I rejoin with my companions now. Have a good day.
Farewell. Be well. Light guide you.
Okay. Yeah, so I suppose shall we I suppose if Hibiki is gone then this is
Not feeling well.
I don't know.
Well, we can do any
Um
more roleplay wrap up
yeah.
towards the end here. We've got 45 minutes remaining
I mean,
or so.
Yeah.
there's two things I definitely want to do before we finish.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the one thing that apparently was being talked about before was the final piece of Rory's fate in the attic of the Burgomaster Manor.
Yeah. So Ileena and Ismark spent all night studying paperwork and being very cute and coupley, but not
Ooh.
quite, because they're just friends. But
Sure.
I'll let Hibiki take the initiative on that whenever he wants to for Ileena. But yeah, you probably interrupt them when Ismark is sleeping at his desk and Ileena is probably sleeping in a chair, and they've been going over old maps and paperwork and whatnot. But yeah, Ismark will tell you that they haven't been able to get into the Baronet's attic. It's been sort of barricaded off, but you'd be able to dig your way in, but you will need help.
I'll help.
Sure. I mean, I've been to the
Sensible.
attic before, so.
Sensible. Yeah, you can dig your way in. When you do, you encounter the space beyond. The two skeletons are sitting on furniture in there, and they are looking at each other silently. They are still animate. They twitch every once in a while, but they're just sitting there looking at each other with their vacant skull expressions. And then there are a number of skeletal cats, which are all wandering around this place as well, sitting at various places. The attic, you may recall, I described it hastily before, but it is a large, dusty old room, which is full of furniture of various kinds covered in white cloth drapes. And there are mirrors everywhere, a veritable hall of mirrors. In the center of all of this is a wedding gown, which has been set up on a mannequin.
Hmm.
The mirror specifically that you recall that has the inscriptions on it, it's not too hard to find. And again, you remember the translation of what the mirror says. Overhead. Falaki. The Forgotten Mirror.
Volk, like, looks at the skeletal cats and just holds closer to Rory. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
these things.
The cats will, if you will allow them, they will come up and brush against you. They are, for all intents and purposes, just cats. Meanwhile, the skeletons remain sitting there. You notice as well that they are holding hands with each other.
They're just cats, but they happen to be skeletons. Is that what's happening here?
Basically.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
That's weird. But cool.
Also, you can see that the Victor's study is in a shambles. It was destroyed a lot by the explosion the other day.
Yeah.
But he has many journals and paperwork in there. Also, you know he was a wizard of some sort, so might be something valuable to look for in there. The inscription on the mirror was Vius. You don't read Celestial, but you would remember it.
What was the
Let's see, the other thing that was being
fortune?
said.
Quest log. Rory. A house of corruption and a locked room filled with ghosts.
Hmm.
Little poetic since they're skeletons, but we get the idea.
Also says, when standing before the mirror, make sure the demon man, which was red, I think, says the right name. It was in
But hey,
relation to...
she's a child. She hasn't come into her full for the fortunes yet. You know, she gets some details wrong.
The fortune from the kid?
Yes, Arabelle. She had a
Arabelle.
dream, which she told to Aragol, and then Aragol related to Rory and Volk when they woke up.
I guess I will stand in front of the mirror, look at it, maybe touch it. And I guess
It is a cold mirror. It is ornate, framed in silver, which is tarnished with age. Yeah, you can see your reflection in the mirror, or you can see your reflection.
Make sure
Sorry,
that
you're
David
invisible.
says the right name.
I will try to say my true name. Esmeralda Fahrun.
Okay. There is no reflection in the mirror. But then a face, eyes at the very least, begin to appear. It's now in the overhead for Velaki. A pair of red eyes
That is pretty
shimmer
scary.
in place.
Not gonna lie, it's actually scary.
And then you could see the vague imprint of a smile. Now, Rory, what would you say your alignment is currently?
Lawful evil. But I'm
Lawful evil.
starting to head towards lawful neutral potentially.
Okay. That face steps towards the mirror, and then appearing in front of you is the shimmering image of a person. And quick as a flash, they whip out a dagger and go to stab you.
Unfortunate.
So
I mean, it does say wield your murderous blade.
My murderous blade.
Interesting that you said your own name. Where is it? I have stats for this creature.
Oh shit, is it like the kind of thing where you say the name of the person it should kill?
There we go.
Are we going for death counter number 3?
So, does that hit your AC?
Nope.
12? No. Yeah, so it tries to plunge its spectral dagger into you, but you manage to get out of the way.
Well, I guess I try to attack it.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Well,
This is one combat. I will say for the purposes of this combat, everybody else can be there too.
I am already there.
I will do my steady aim thing. The double 14.
Yeah, you managed to hit it.
Oh, for 23, and then the parrying dagger offhand attack. Actually, can I use my bite attack? I will not use my bite attack, but
Certainly try.
would it count as a light attack? Like, could it use it as my offhand attack action? Is what I mean.
Well,
It has the dagger damage.
it is an unarmed attack, so probably because you can do a punch as a bonus action, right? Generally,
I think.
I think so. Yeah, so that's probably fine.
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily make sense to do that, but for now, did I not have proper offhand attack thingy in here? I thought I did. I'll do my offhand attack with my parrying dagger for 3 damage.
Yeah, you would. You just would add your strength modifier to the damage if you were going to do the bite as an offhand. 7 piercing, so that's a total of.
Nah, it is only 3. Also, I don't have the offhand fighting, but for some reason I don't have the offhand parrying dagger attack, which I thought I had.
Oh. Okay, so it's what's your dexterity modifier?
4.
It's 4.
Yeah.
So it's 26 total then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you stab into it with your 2 weapons. It does not do as much damage as you think. They sort of just pass right through this thing, and the skeletons in the room continue ignoring you. And this thing just silently stalks around you. Anybody else that's in the room, what would you like to do?
I would like to attack.
Okay, go for it.
I am going to use produce flame.
Yeah, go for it.
So Volk
24 will hit, and it does
shape.
10 fire damage.
Volk drops their wild shape, and like they're standing right next to Rory, so they put their hands on the chest of this thing, and just fire into it.
Lovely. You do that. Diana, would you be with this party?
I don't know. I don't think I would. If this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this would be later in the day, I imagine. So you're welcome to be time if you would like to contribute.
Yeah, I suppose I might have. Yeah, I would have gone with them because the other things I would want to do would have to be in the Vistani because I want to take them that silver.
I
stuff.
also imagine you would have been here to talk about the map stuff earlier.
Okay, yeah. I'll attack then. So 10
does not hit.
16.
16 hits, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's 7 slashing. And
yes,
then-
indeed. Both of those also hit.
So 7 and then 9, and that's all non-silver, isn't it? So.
Yeah, so you slash through it, and this thing shimmers, but is hard to tell how hurt it is, but it is still standing.
Okay.
It will then go. And Rory, this thing will get in front of you, and all of a sudden its eyes bore into yours, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Okay. You are unaffected.
I give it
But,
a little smirk.
You see this horrifying ghostly face with burning red eyes appear in front of you and then dissipate. And then you can continue on. It is still trying to kill Rory. So, Rory, you get to go.
Well, number 1, 23 to hit for 14 only? 14 damage. And another offhand attack. That is a 10, not... I think the steady aim is only for the first attack.
Yeah. Second one misses.
Also, I also realized I cannot do my offhand attack because the steady aim thing is a bonus action. So ignore that. Ignore the dagger.
It is still going, and it is still trying to kill you. Volk, you're up next.
Repeat.
Hits.
Good
12
damage.
fire. This kills it.
Yeah.
When you have killed it,
It immolates.
yeah, it immolates, and then you see this shape of a person fall to the ground burning, and then the fire goes out, and then you can't see anything on the ground anymore. But as soon as it collapses to the ground, the mirror on the wall cracks, and bits of glass fall to the ground.
I use produce flame to make like a tiny little light in my hand so we can see.
Yeah.
A little better.
You can indeed.
Well, that
I-
was odd. Are you all
Yes,
right?
I'm fine. I guess that is a thing that asks for a name and then kills it. I don't know what
Looks
I
like it.
did expect, but I guess it's good that it's taken care of.
Yeah, it's not a danger anymore, I suppose.
I wonder if it works for everyone or just for, how to put it, less good-natured people.
Maybe we should have said a different name.
Maybe I shouldn't have used my real
Strahd.
name.
Or somebody else should have said it.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Should we completely destroy the remnants of this mirror? I feel like that's better.
Maybe we
Doesn't-
separate the pieces of the mirror.
We can.
Thrown into like Zarovich.
That's pollution. That's not cool.
Glass is just rock that's been heated. It's not pollution.
It's not pollution, it's littering.
Yeah.
As you are pulling the pieces of glass off the wall, Diana, I will say you recognize the symbol that is behind the mirror, because it is a Drow symbol. Where is it?
Ooh.
They're in Valaki. Town of Valaki, there we go. We are in Burgomaster's Mansion. Need servants' quarters, kitchen, pantry, Isaac's bedroom, Victor's bedroom, library, locked chest, master bedroom, closet, master bedroom, bridal ground, and spirit mirror. There we go. Yeah. So this is a Drow society of assassins called Baal Verzi. So this is a order of assassins in Drow culture that kills people.
Okay, yeah, as she recognizes the symbol, I recognize this from the Underdark. Some Drow society of assassins. I have no idea how it got here, though.
Strange.
Baal
I've not
Verzi, they're an order of nameless, faceless assassins who appear here and there. Rare for Drow society, they do not distinguish based upon sex because part of the magic of these assassins is they no longer have sex. They become shapeshifters, essentially.
One
They
second,
are
so
known to... Okay.
Well, goodbye, creepy mirror.
Goodbye, creepy mirror.
Basically, this order of assassins never fails.
Well,
Well, it looks
shit.
like they just failed.
Well, for now. Unfortunate. To be fair, I'm already dead.
That is one of those weird items in the campaign that has almost no lead up and almost no background, and you can just, if you happen to know that it's there, you can interact with it.
Huh.
Interesting. Reminds me of the Withered Heart from Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Oh, do you want to attune to it? Sure. Yeah, you're dead.
Good luck.
Hello, kitty cat. Hello, kitty cat.
We should check out Victor's little study, though.
Do we know where the Abbey of St. Markovia is?
You know that it is in Krezg,
Okay.
which is the town to the northwest.
I'll add Horcrux.
Is Ireena with us?
Yeah, she's probably hanging around.
Yeah. Ireena, darling. I feel like we should do something about these, well, about the former servants that are now a bit, well,
Sorry, someone was asking about if they could put some stuff in my fridge space.
no worries.
Gotcha. Dorms.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is that Baal Verzi, they are faceless assassins who are shapeshifters who are known to never fail. However, it seems that they did here.
Okay.
Hehe.
Do I
You're also
think
not
this is
familiar
like?
with any of the main ghosts, so that's new.
Yeah. Do I think this is like some artifacts of theirs that somehow ended up in Barovia? Or
That would stand to reason.
okay. Yeah, it's still strange to see something like that all the way over here. I think I'm the only Drow we've seen so far, aren't I? Like, there's not been any other.
Based on context clues from Casimir, this land before it was taken by the Mists is old enough that Drow were still like they were descended when this land was taken.
Oh,
It's
okay.
old enough that there were elves around that knew the Drow then, because Casimir knew about the Drow, but only knew about them as having descended. He didn't know necessarily that they ever came back up.
Okay. Wait, so is there a Barovian Underdark?
It's a very good question.
That's something interesting that we could explore eventually.
Quite an answer for another day, I suppose.
Yeah.
What were you asking about, Mia?
Oh yeah, I was asking Ireena if she could do something to put the two reanimated skeleton servants to rest.
Right. We could hit them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know of any rituals that could lay them to rest. They seem perfectly happy. Those two in particular. She points at the two servant skeletons, and you see that their fingers are intertwined as they gaze at each other.
Oh.
I want to watch the cats and like try to figure out what's going on with them.
Yeah, every once in a while, one of them will stop and go to lick itself, but obviously it doesn't have a tongue or fur, so it just sort of rakes its skull across its rib cage. You just hear click, 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 click.
So
click, click, click.
their behavior is entirely natural.
As far as you can tell, as someone who is favors a cat's body disposition.
As someone who is intimately familiar with cats. Weird.
Well, shall we just let them be there forever, I guess?
I
We
mean,
could just let them
I
be.
don't really want to. I mean, I'm not going to judge you if you would like to, but I don't particularly relish the thought of crushing a bunch of little animals, even if they're already dead.
Oh, I was mainly talking about those two.
Oh, that. I don't know. They
Maybe.
seem to really like each other.
I mean, I'm guessing they used to be a couple when they were still alive. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we cannot bring them back, but maybe Father Lucian can do something for them.
Maybe we could lay them to rest together.
I think that would be best.
They don't need food or sleep or air. So at that, she will approach them, and she discovers that they are completely docile and placid, and they will allow themselves to be led. So she expresses her intention to lay them to rest together in a coffin in the cemetery, so they can be together
Forever in a coffin.
forever.
Slightly scary.
In the meantime, if you investigate Victor's room, you can find the remains of his journal, inside of which is a wizard spellbook, which I will put in the journal here. It also is a brief rundown, it looks like this wizard's journal was the wizard's journal of Baron Volakovich's grandfather, the one who was around when town was first protected from Strahd. Gist is, he was very good friends with the priest of the town, and together they set up this thing where they were going to game the systems of the vampiric forbiddances to make sure that Strahd could never enter. So they concocted this plan to transfer all of the holdings of Vallaki from each individual landowner and nobles to St. Andrel himself. And St. Andrel had a historic resilience to being charmed. And so Strahd could not convince St. Andrel to let him enter his home. So what they did is they transferred ownership of all of the property of Vallaki to St. Andrel. And because St. Andrel could not be convinced to allow Strahd permission into this home, and he owned the home, Strahd can't enter Vallaki as long as it is possessed by him.
That is brilliant.
That is amazing.
That's pretty cool.
So long as the bones are intact and not desecrated, you can conclude that this will continue to be the case.
This isn't
because ownership was never taken off of St. Andrel. He still owns everything in the city.
This is an economic ward rather than a divine one.
Yep.
Besides the Wachter, it's safe because I own this now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the life of these two men seems to have gotten significantly worse as they got older. Once they were protected from Strahd, they became sort of engrossed in all of the running of the city, and that's where they started to run into trouble. The Wachters were known from the start to be troublemakers and stirring up people against the Volakoviches. So the Volakoviches became increasingly stern and standing behind these things. And this is about the time that they discovered this ancient artifact, the Spirit Mirror. The old grandfather Volakovich used this mirror to assassinate people in the city who he thought were going to be bad. Problem is, the more often you use the mirror, your alignment shifts ever and ever more evil. So the journal describes him going insane over his life as he uses this to kill his enemies, but every time he gets a little more evil. Eventually, it talks about how he was able to summon an oblex with this thing, and the journal describes how he and the oblex merged into one being, and they hid themselves in the Reformation Center and made sure that all generations of Volakoviches going forward would have absolute control over the city. St. Andrel, in the meantime, died shortly after all of the ownership was transferred, to a simple case of heart attack. So that is their story. You've cleared all of this out, and all of this is done. Victor's part of the journal describes a very sad life. He essentially lived the life of Hamlet. He was very lonely, misunderstood, depressed. He saw the evils that his father did, and he did not like his father, but he wasn't allowed to leave. His father tried to broker peace with the Wachters by setting up Stella with him, but by this point, Victor had found his grandfather's journal in the library, and he used all of these new fear and modify memory spells to experiment his magic with Stella because he didn't like Stella. It drove Stella crazy.
Poor girl.
When he saw what he'd done, he felt so guilty. He locked himself in his study and was trying to build a teleportation circle to get out of Barovia because he didn't want to be here anymore. The teleportation circle was unfinished, though. He never could figure out how to make it work. He tried sending his beloved pets through. They kept dying. So he tweaked it. He finally sent a cat through, as far as he knows. So then he was going to check. There were two servants in his father's employ who loved each other but weren't allowed to be with each other because they were of different social classes. So Victor was like, I can let you out, my dudes. Unfortunately, the teleportation circle broke again, and they were both incinerated. He reanimated them, hoping to give them a chance to continue going. And that is his story.
Lordy.
But now he is dead.
Really.
Wait, he died?
Yes, he was trampled during the riots.
Oh, is everyone of that family dead now?
Lydia's still alive. We saved Lydia, but we took her to
Saved
the
Lydia.
church.
Okay.
Because I looked into her soul and saw she was a good person at heart.
We could roll the percentile dice to see. I was going to just say that they were both trampled in the riots because you didn't specifically save them. Do you have any strong
May as well.
desire to have these characters around?
I mean,
Okay.
both of them
Not
could
particularly.
potentially repent for what they did. Because the
It's true.
son might be a victim of the circumstances, but he still murdered people, even if he didn't want to.
You can roll for Victor as well.
Okay. Oh god, then the good roll is for the goddamn. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So you didn't see their bodies anywhere
So
in all
they're
of the mess.
most likely alive, but who knows where they went.
Their bodies were not found amongst the dead from the rioting.
A.
Hmm.
Finding some good rolls.
So that was a lot of exposition dump. I didn't know how to give that.
Yeah,
in a
I think
story
I think it's better
Sorry
this way
about that.
because otherwise it would get dragged super long.
Yep.
I guess I would help.
But there's your context for what's wrong with the city.
Yeah. We know what was
Yeah.
wrong, and we know that we can make it better now. I would most likely,
You killed all the bad people.
yeah, or make them disappear. I would most likely go to the church with Ireena, escort the skeletons there. And when we are at the church, I would just, I don't know how to say this, so I will just say it straight out. Can you tell me how to pray? Because
She will blush very happily and she will say, I would love to teach you how to pray. It's actually not very hard. Like speaking to a friend. You just don't always get an answer. Usually you don't get an answer.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, I thought it might be too late for me, but who knows? I mean, it worked last time. It didn't work in the past, but maybe, just maybe,
Alright.
with your help, it might not be too late for someone like me.
It is never too late for a new dawn. And then she will
No.
proselytize to you in a very kind and personable way. So I'm not going to go into all of the lore, but if you would like to go to the D&D wiki, you can read all about Lathander.
Lavender.
Lathander.
Lathander. I will.
And you can take some levels in Paladin, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
no.
take. I'm not gonna take.
I will have
levels in
3
Paladins.
paladins. Well, okay,
No,
one
no,
of
no,
them's
no, no.
gone, but
But there is a thing that potentially, because in Rick's Guide there is like this whole rogue archetype that is like how do you want to say it? A religious
Guide
rogue, I
has
guess.
subclasses.
Yeah, the clerical rogue or whatever that is.
Yeah. Like that might be interesting
Yeah.
in the future.
Wait, does
I-
Rick's
it-
Guide have custom subclasses?
It does.
It does. It has
I
some
didn't
really
know.
interesting ones.
Wait, where are they? I don't see them on
Hmm.
the.
Rick's Guide, Rick's Guide, Rick's Guide.
Let's see, what was it called again?
Rick's
It
Guide
has
to Fun.
2 for rogue actually. It has anatomist and it has the avenger. And the avenger is like a person of faith, trained in the ways
I
of great
believe it's
religion.
at page 22 onward.
Yeah.
Is the classes, the new subclasses.
Nice.
Has a couple.
I see. Oh yeah, nice. I didn't know this.
Yeah, the monk one is
Diva.
pretty neat too. You become essentially a living mummy with all the
Cool.
classic mummy powers.
hmm.
Meow.
The Rogue Avenger,
Yeah.
that's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, like not now, obviously, but I feel like Roy will try to become a follower of the Morning Lord over time. And who knows, maybe
That's good
sometime.
to know. That's good to know. As you are are talking with Ireena, Ireena will share with you her studies, and she outlines what she has been thinking about taking. She's been thinking about committing herself to the Morning Lord in a bunch of very specific promises. And these are... Let's see. I need to look it up because I don't remember. Where's their oath?
Of the ancients.
Yes, she's
Because
going to
I
be oath of the...
basically
It's
shelter
all
the
about light.
light, kindle the light,
Yes, there we go.
never
I
let
found it.
the light within you die.
Kindle the
Oh.
light, shelter the light, preserve
Okay,
your own light, and
that
be
was too early, I guess.
Okay. It's a very nice oath. Definitely my favorite.
So she will express this to you that she's thinking about taking this promise. Kitty.
Oh. Mia has real life things to do.
We've lost that. Is there anything else either of your characters would like to do before the end? This is a chill day. You get to decompress and
Yeah. I think
breathe.
No, I think Volk is just gonna stick around Rory. They don't really have anything else to do.
All right. Did
Ryan will
you?
spend. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask you a story. Did you want to go see the Elfsmith today, or do you want to go do that in game a different day?
Yeah, in game today she's going to probably spend a lot of time lying in bed. Like, there's been a lot happening and she's not had a lot of time to process the fact that Red has died yet. So she's going to spend some time doing that. Some time in prayer to Illustrate. Yeah.
Yeah, you get no particular response from me illustrating, but that isn't
Yeah.
new
Not
to you.
unusual, no.
All right. Well, I think I'm good with calling it here then.
Yeah, that's good.